All right, bang. There's little things inside. All right. Good evening, everyone. I am picking League of Legends over my loving fiance, who is literally 3 meters behind me. I never, ever want to hear. Never, ever want to hear my streamer is lazy, my streamer hates streaming. Anything like that. Hello. I don't know if I don't even know. I don't know if they can even see you from there.
I don't think so.
No, they can't. Well, they kind of can. See, guys, she isn't from just another school. She's from here, actually.
Real.
She's real. She exists. Yeah, so... Oh, I accidentally restarted the song. We're just gonna hang out for like 20-ish minutes. I'll put the LCS on because it looks like they're doing a extended pre-show, I think. And honestly, I'd love to say, oh my god, guys, let's catch up. What's gone on? What have I been doing? I've not been doing anything. My ass has been laying in bed, watching shows and eating good food.
But I do think it is even though it matters a lot in terms of laning because of the fact that you can't go out and lane swap anymore in the
It's a
first
little
like,
bit
12
too
minutes of the
orange.
game.
Yeah.
It is definitely all about mid, support, and jungle. So I actually agree with your take heavily.
I appreciate the take. Quick,
I need
introduce
to change
yourself.
the white
Forgot to
balance,
ask.
actually. That's what it is.
AJ Blast,
This,
I'm
there we
here
go.
everywhere.
Hell yeah.
All the time.
Hell
I've
yeah.
not missed a game in 2 years.
Wow, we see.
That's
we
Whoa,
see you.
wow.
Thanks for coming.
W.
Let's get to the next question.
Appreciate you, brother.
Really?
Oh, the LTA North.
Oh my
Hey,
God,
guys.
a representative.
I'm Ryan. So my biggest thing that I've learned, last year from FlyQuest.
There's a
and
brother
this
in the
year,
back.
first day
Look,
on
look,
G2
look.
is that
There's a brother in the
I
back.
think that team duration is
Hey.
a huge part of League.
Get him
And
on.
I think the biggest issue is that we have this massive turnover rate. Do you think we're going to have an issue, a more of a trend to like try to develop these teams, or do you think that there's issues that are preventing those, these teams from being long-terming and developing?
I like that question, Raz. You want to go first?
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I think a lot of the times teams will be a little shiny-eyed when they go into off-season and they see so much turnover from other teams. They're like, oh, if this player comes in on our team, it's great. And when there's a core issue that a player has or a team will have with each other by the end of the year, they think the best solution is
You've been
to
in the
find a
mines.
new
Why have you
player.
been in the mines?
Instead
Also,
of
I
just
need to
addressing it and making it very apparent.
I need to
no,
get the
this
molly
player
chat
is
up.
likely to stay, and we have to work through it,
Which means
and
I have
that's
to
on the
turn on
coaching staff.
caffeinated.
So I think like small turnover is fine, but what we're often seeing is major turnover on every team frequently.
I will say, we haven't had any roster changes from lock-in to now, which is the first time it's basically ever happened. So there is a chance that teams are listening to that line of thought. I think part of it is also the expense of the turnover as well, which teams are probably trying to save a little bit at this stage. But
Yeah, I do like this outdoor setup too.
the thing that I always think of when I think about turnover is what happened before professional league. So I played a different game competitively. I know I'm going to do a weird long tangent
Go
here,
for
but
it.
we're in waiting room.
Hate yourself.
Yeah, I played Guild Wars back in like 2007, and this tournament would have monthly tournaments, and it would be rare that even the top guilds would run the same 8 players month to month, let alone year to year. So I think competitive gaming in general is just an incredibly high turnover thing to do. But as players get older, I think it becomes easier because there's more maturity and there's more structures in place to keep people together, that almost the friction of making turnover will actually unnaturally force them to stay together, which I think is good. Like, I think the point is correct that they should stay together longer, but I just think that from where the sport came from, I understand why there's such high turnover.
All right.
Thank you. Yeah.
Appreciate it. I love these takes already.
I think I spent too long. We have like 5 minutes left. And we're rolling on to 2 takes.
How's it going, brother?
Hello, my name is Kevin. As a longtime C9 fan from all the way from season 3, I'd love to be proven wrong, but we've all heard the meme, no sneaking, no worlds. But I feel like nowadays it should really be no berserker, no title.
Oh my!
It is looking real bad. I really want to be proven wrong.
Yeah.
So you don't believe that your team is going to win?
It's hard. After watching so many failures, I want to be proven wrong.
Do you think, would you take Berserker today? Just put him in the same roster and you think you'd win?
I would like to see him play with Vulcan. I think that would be pretty good. Honestly, I think that would be a pretty good lane.
Because they had Berserker Vulcan
Did Rest put
with
TL
JoJo,
first in power ranking? Did he? Oh my god, he did. He's
2 years
smoking.
ago, 2.5 years ago.
But and I
He's
feel like
smoking.
That
Oh my
the
god.
amount of time that's passed, maybe
Yeah.
it
Oh
could,
my
they could have
god,
gotten
he's
a little bit
high.
more better because I think they only played for like 1 full year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that might not have been enough time for them to gel.
Awesome. Thank you for the take. Emily?
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult for me to
like
not to still see C9
finals,
at the top,
probably.
especially we're going to go into kind of like the way they lost, right, in split
Yo,
one
what's up, Beast?
from
Hello.
that one Lyon thing. I do think they can bounce back. I actually still really like, I know everyone's thinking of that invade, and I think it was game 2, where they're like challenging at Raptors, and they end up getting owned, and it gives over Blabber's jungle to Inspired. But I do think the APA and Blabber have worked really well together, and that's kind of the synergy I wanted to see out of them. So I think, provided they stay together and stick with it, I still think they're going to be contending at least.
Dude,
for the
I
title.
think as much as I don't want to believe you, it's like turning into the reality. And I think my biggest thing is like they have the tools right now. Like Thanatos is the best top laner in the league. Like if they can play around it, obviously main thing
What's up,
is
guys?
top lane
We're gonna have
may
a
not
good
matter
series
as much,
today.
But like
We
and
are
Blabber
just
is
gonna
such
be doing C9
a
Lion,
game warping player,
which I
and
hope
it
you guys
works
can
really well
understand.
during the regular season. So
Yeah.
I
Because
believe in them to
respectfully,
get
as much
at
as I
least
love
one
League of
without him.
Legends,
My
I believe in
hopium is that they're
I
the
think I
most
love
underrated
my
now than
girlfriend
they've
more
been in years.
than
Because finally the faith has gone, so the pressure's off. and maybe
DSG
they'll
Sentinels,
succeed
you
now.
know?
I want to make sure we
I
can
hope
get.
so too.
I want to make sure we can get.
So-
Thank you very much, Ryan.
Thanks a lot,
we're
brother.
gonna see how C9 come back. from the break.
Hey.
Hey,
I went
hey!
to a concert last night, so my voice is kind of gone.
Hey,
but
did
I'm
you
gonna
see
go
how
back
Rest
in
set up?
anyways.
You see how he set up? Everyone
I guess
lock
this
in.
is a very simple question, but maybe a complicated answer. We've seen like G2 was able to like compete on the international level in this last first stand. So the question I have for NA is, what do we need to do to actually be able to compete at that level, to take on Eastern teams and actually beat them in best of fives? And what should NA teams be focusing on to eventually get to that level?
Great question. We have 2 minutes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Raz.
I mean,
Emily.
so I'll say this. I think one thing kind of is slightly related to a previous person's take, where this G2 lineup in particular, a lot of people heavily criticize them for hanging on to Skumond and specifically Labrov for this year, right?
Yeah.
But they decided to stay together. Every single player on that roster
Live a
has
different
had
reality, that's the
ups
answer.
and downs throughout their tenure
It's
as
true.
a roster. And G2, as an organization, it feels like is kind of willing to stick with a lineup for a little
Oh,
bit.
thank
and
you,
see how
girlfriend
well they
2245.
do, at least
Yeah.
recently, and I think that is part and parcel of how they were able to do so good and how they were able to
Incredible
have
name for the
confidence in each
situation.
other and adjust very quickly.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
G2.
that reminds me. I
I
need.
feel like they are the best Western
Where's the
esports
thing?
organization, and they also have the best Western
There you
esports
go.
player of all time. So those two things are.
You
pretty
reminded
hard to
me, I'm a
replicate
C9
straight off
co-streamer.
the bat. But if you try and take the components of it and apply it to North America, one would
I forgot,
be
I'll go have the banner up.
take one of the best players in the league
I'm washed.
and try and
I've done
empower
this in
them
a
as
while.
much as possible. And for what it's worth, the teams that have come close to competing have done this. So last year's FlyQuest with Inspired was very close to making noise internationally. And they even swept this exact same G2 roster at MSI 3-0. And then if you go back further, it was the core JJ rosters of Team Liquid in a couple different iterations, making MSI finals after beating IG, the world champions, and then also being competitive with T1 about 2 years ago. So I think that's the core that I'd like to see is identify the best player, empower them as much as possible, and then keep roster
it's
continuity.
possible.
I think gives us the best chance. And I think we're closer
Yeah,
than
some
it
white people
feels.
just burn really quickly in
Yeah,
the sun.
I fully agree. I think incremental changes will always be the
Hopefully,
way of doing it. But the best North
I don't
American
know.
teams have always
It's
been
April,
really
I guess.
confident in their way of
April,
playing the game.
Cali weather
You
is
know,
already
like,
going to be
you
really
should
hot,
just
isn't
be
it?
confident in your way of playing the game, even if you get blasted in scrims. That happens a lot of the times when you go internationally. Just be firmly
It's me,
confident
I'm
and
white
make small
people.
tweaks
Yeah.
when you can.
Real quick, since you have the question, we have to wrap up soon. Which team do you think is closest to making noise internationally right now?
Ooh, I would say in the past Cloud9. Nowadays, I mean, Lions has been.
Can
doing
you
very
not
well,
lower,
at least domestically. But
can
I
you
don't
not
really see
lower
any
the
team right now
quality
that's really
Yeah.
strong
when
here.
you're
That's
on
totally
mobile, on
understandable.
Twitch?
All right,
Yeah.
thanks very much. That's going to wrap up the
Thank
question
That's really
portion
goofy.
right now.
But we brought them to us. Now I want to go and check out the rest of Tailgate because you guys can't be missing.
You don't need
stuff
me for
like
this, right?
Let's go. Let's go. Let's
We should
go.
technically be
Now, the
making a
beauty
video
of
out
all
of
of
it.
these things, as you can see over there, Dignitas got their Baron throws. So if you've been losing Barons, go over there. If you can't,
But I'm
check
kind of
it
on a
out.
break.
Tomorrow we
I
got
kinda
tickets still
spontaneously did
available.
this
So if you want
today.
to check it out here, what do we have here, Rob?
Here we have Mini Cubert, the mascot of Sentinels, and Raz, who's now unofficially part of Sentinels.
That's what I like to hear.
He's the only believer, the only real believer
Hell
here.
yeah.
He would have put us third, but he felt so much peer pressure from
True,
Jat that he
true.
put us fourth.
We're blaming Jap for that one. Let's check out the rest of this one. But I appreciate you, Rob. Hell yeah. Over there, you can see Lyon is. They have a few tricky games. I was there a little earlier. I'm not going to play them
No,
now.
no, no,
I would
no,
be
no.
embarrassed. I would be embarrassed. How you guys doing?
Keep doing what you're doing. It's fine.
It's fine. I'll leave you alone then. I was ready to bully him. Oh my God. He's the man that's been beating me constantly when it comes to push-up contests. So we don't want to do that one more time.
Raz, I
But
think
here,
anyone
guys,
could beat you
as
in a
can
push-up
see,
contest, bro.
We have a lot of Fight Cuss swag out here. We have Basil
Is that
herself.
Basil? That's
Eyes
Basil.
on her. And of course, if you want the plushies are sick. I have one at home. Let's continue down this trek here. Adopt a Krug, adopt. What does this sign mean, adopt a Krug?
Well, you just get your Krug, you put his little hats on, and then you
Listening.
get to take him home. But you have to promise to always protect it from junglers every day.
That's not me. I'm a jungler. I'm killing that thing. Let's go. Now, I do believe we have a prediction here, a tier list maker, something like this. So it's a stonk situation here. So what's your name, brother?
AJ Blast, hello again.
That's true. We just saw you a little earlier on. Now, I want you to pick a team and to say where their stonks currently are. Currently, since you have that Team Liquid jersey, where are they at in the stonks meter? I'm going to give you this.
They're almost off the charts.
So I'm going to give you the right. What you're saying?
They're almost off the charts. I say they're like up here.
What?
Yeah. Your power rankings agree with it.
He's got me on that one.
Yeah.
Where would you place? Ooh. Everyone's been talking about Cloud9.
Yep,
what about
C9.
Cloud9?
I think they're
Cloud9,
kind
have
of low
them
right now.
Right over here.
Okay.
I still think you have to remember they are still
Low,
better than a
we
majority
can
of the rest
beat them,
of the league,
course, as long
but
as we like lock in. So
And the last
actual
team for
stocks right now
me
are pretty
is
low.
Lyon. A lot of people have been talking about Lyon. Where do you place them currently?
So with them, I actually have them split with C9. They're a 50-50. It all depends on
Street
whether or
saying
not
Yamato
Inspired
is your
references to
father.
his team by their champion names or by their actual summoner names.
That's a great question. We just saw them at first stand, and we got, honestly, some comms from them. So let's check that out.
if I don't see my name here, then Wallah, we're smiting
Now
you.
have the Nautilus for some
I
additional
don't know.
engage here.
No one's talking about me right here, bro.
Which
Okay, okay. No, never mind. Never mind.
Just awful from you.
Looks bad. Kite back.
Just awful.
How did we die?
Well, you guys can't mark Renekton or what? Like,
I mean, I guess.
Where do I have Lyon?
I tweaked. Okay, at least I was behind here. Okay, okay.
I mean, realistically, I still have Lyon
I'm ulting out.
probable first.
Okay.
I think the lowest they finish will be third.
We have to take it really slow, guys. Really slow.
I still think the first place in NA is just always going to be up for grabs. I think Winter C9 started at such a high floor, I expected them to
Just stay outside. Kite out.
I expected them to just win, low-key.
Just, what are you doing? Hold your position. Annie was getting by me.
Okay. Any no flash? I'm going top.
Oh, I need a for item. I'll take some.
Please, just keep playing.
Yeah.
Right?
Just hold the line. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I have to fight like
Jinx there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the subtiles over each player is nice.
I'm in the pit, guys. They might fight here.
Okay.
It's gonna be fun if they go for me, maybe.
I see
We
them
can
in river.
fight like this.
If they played EU,
Can you fight here or not?
I'm going.
Look, listen, we are fighting.
Jinx on flash.
Okay.
Look fine. Next tower, go.
Jinx wants to get this side.
3K.
I think they have weird matchups team to team.
Finish.
Slow.
Oh, if they played in EU, I thought if you meant if they played EU. I think if they played in EU, I think they'll probably be about 5th.
Maybe winnable.
5th, if the run is, kind of fortunate to them, they could maybe squeeze 4th. Or even a 3rd, really. I think it's possible.
Inspired on
honest and speaking his mind. I wanted to show those comms, though, for those of you who watched the minute or saw the whole Lions voice comms video on their YouTube channel. I think it gives a really interesting insight into their team dynamics.
Yeah.
But also, the impression that a lot of people that have watched it got when I was reading the comments is different than my takeaway, actually. So
Yeah, weirdly as well, like I think
half meme, half serious.
the setup in NA is just like so shagged. If you win too much, you actually low key don't get to practice.
That looked like
it's really hard.
In early, and then Renekton got in behind them, and the fight was lost. And yes, if he didn't ult in early before the team was ready, things could have been better. But the whole team agreed at the end there that if Gnar marks the Renekton, it's fine. Because he gets the Gnar ult, the Gnar backs off, Inspire can back away, and the team can keep playing. And then the
yo guys, why did I open Twitter?
He ults in on Annie,
and we're 1-0 down to Southampton.
Him over the wall. When he says, guys, hold your position, both Berserker and Isles immediately acknowledge that they should hold their position. So
it's only well, not only FA Cup, but like why are we 1-0 down to Southampton?
Team is ever going to be a vibes team.
Yes,
but I just love the insight that gives to Inspired as a player. That even when he's harsh and even when he is making mistakes, it can be frustrating. He's right almost all the time.
Yeah, but still, even the idea of Galio not being there, I don't want to be too specific.
They talked about this in their doc actually as well.
Yeah.
They did agree that Galio should have been there a little earlier.
Yeah.
But it was like a matter of like 3 seconds. They wanted him pushing top regardless. He just needed to reset soon.
Fair.
I also think it goes back to that thing where it's like, if you're all on the same page, it doesn't matter necessarily if the call is right or wrong, because that's the flip side to this, right?
Yeah.
Like, if they're a little bit more unified in some of these situations, I think it could work out better instead of, because your point is correct, right? Inspired is right. If he's going ahead of the team, that's still not going to work out for them. A time where stuff did work out for them, however, was against C9 in finals, right? And I think a lot has been said about how Inspired had these really specific jungle invades. This was actually capitalizing on a C9 invade. And what's going to happen is he's actually
Yeah, I mean, the problem is, if you're a top team in the LCS, right? Here's what happened. Like, they spoke about it last year, but here's what happens when you're a top team in NA in playoffs last split. Is you beat your first opponent, you beat your second opponent,
really far behind. So
and then
yes,
maybe in the first week that happens,
they overreach. But the flip side to that is
you have
they're able to get
the next week to actually scrim.
Inspired's going to be able to back. He's going to do his own
right?
wolves, and then he's going to
next few days to scrim.
Kill that
but then eventually,
and I think this does show
you don't actually want to scrim your opponents that you maybe, like mentally, the mindset these guys have is that they don't want to scrim a team that they might potentially play in finals. So if you're C9, you don't get to scrim. If you're Lyon and Sentinels, Loki is fine.
Fast motion. This is another invade, I believe, from game 4, where Inspired is going to.
Because on the way up, you can at the very least maybe play like the top collegiate teams or whatever, or the top NACL teams.
A really nice level 3 gank, and again, this was not something we necessarily saw from Inspired.
It won't be the highest quality scrims, but it's something.
Season.
If you're the team already waiting in final, those scrims are basically worth nothing.
You know, C9 themselves talked about, Dom talked about, when
even
in his on-camera interview during this series, where Blabber is right there, but he's not going to be able to do anything. Inspired's going to do the
I didn't see the nuke interview, no.
Level 3
Swarna, what's up? Hello.
Since C9 are pushed so far forward in this lane, and once again, it just sets them up for success very early.
If TL decide to stop scrimming after this loss, there's nothing they can do about that.
C9's thought process
if TL are already on a break, then it's fucked.
We know how C9 are going to play, and Inspired was really able to capitalize on that from these.
He said they didn't scrim any teams in Korea, and it was solo queue.
I think what was really impressive, just looking at Inspired's timeline and what is him versus success, he's always aligned with success. I want to talk about the fact that, like, C9's expectation in that series was that Lyon was going to be slow pace, give up Dragons, play for gold, right?
Yep.
And not take any risks. Inspired then goes and does the literal opposite of that and heavily push.
They went to Korea
go for enemy jungle
to not scrim any Korean teams.
Difficult for whatever champ like we're seeing be played for Blabber. So like I think the fact that he can change on a dime
Good one.
and play any different style, and if it's an Ivern meta, you better believe he's going to be the one early prioritizing Ivern is the most impressive aspect of him. We don't look at
so management just wanted to visit Korea.
Style.
I don't know. Surely you're able to scrim like
whoever his opponent is.
As long as his
top academy teams, worst case.
That's the thing.
But like, surely the bad LCK teams, like, it can't be a stain on their honor. To want to scrim the European team, surely.
Have said that at this point, until he loses LCS, he's the favorite to win LCS.
Yeah.
Every single split. Even though I do feel like there's
Just
plenty of
unreal.
teams that can compete with him, it's just the dominance that he has had now on EG to FlyQuest to this Lion team is just extraordinary.
It's crazy. And I think it makes sense that Lyon wanted to pick him up because Lyon as an organization is an extremely successful organization throughout its history. Like just seeing how like overall successful, just talking about the LLA for them when they performed for so much, as you can see, boom, count them all together, 17 titles, 17 championships that they've had throughout their entire history as an organization. For any Latin American fan that looks to this organization and they see the color gold that signifies their actual jersey colors, it also just signifies how
I think Lion stomps 2-0
and how important it was that when they went to North America, that trend continued.
Nah, it'll be 3-game series.
Pretty good. And the start that they've had to this year, last year was really rough for them.
I think there'll be one stomp, one close game.
In a lot of the splits, they were usually about 7th place. Now they've been able to win. But we've done a lot of talking about
And a fur. I think we'll get the full package.
About Cloud9 because they had a rough
I think we'll get the full package.
And America's Cup.
Yeah.
And they need to find a way to bounce back because it's a big pattern now that they are very
Also, guys,
successful in regular
remember,
season, and then
it's
very
C9 with
poor
no
in
pressure on
clutch
them.
situations.
Yeah, and I think the big
Yo,
thing for C9 for me
it's
isn't
C9 with no
necessarily
pressure
that
on them,
they got
guys.
bested in finals. Obviously, they did not want that to happen.
Oh my
however,
God.
They were kind of
Mr.
running
Boldenate.
and dictating the North American meta up until that point, and then Lions figured
This brother
Lions
is so Puerto
figured it
Rican,
out.
man.
This is a quote from Dom. But basically,
With the watch as well, yeah,
showcases
man.
how in an
Tangsy, what's
interview-
up?
And he also talked about this in his own like
Here's the Reddit
interviews
TLDR.
in terms of we didn't feel like we were massive favorites because of what was happening in scrims.
I didn't know if we have what it takes to move forward. Oh, I don't know if we have what it takes to move forward. Shifter's nuke on the SK loss. Be interesting in the future. Poor preparation for both games. Draft had no cohesion. Control very few variables. It's a bit freestyle. Done on the positive side, great, but I'm going to go away. It's not optimal. I don't know if we have what it takes to move forward in the sense of whether we have the right process. It was individually focused, no team scrims, just solo queue and VOD review. Teammate also know how to play the map, how to play positions, just things you don't learn in solo queue. Yes. Stealing potential, I think, is a lot of bullshit. All it, it's all just states of the moment, states of form, states of preparation. I kind of... I hear this. I hear this, to be honest. The ceiling is literally perfect, right? Like, the ceiling is perfection. There is such a thing as perfection. And whether or not you can chase it is kind of the... How hard you can chase it or how close you can chase it is kind of the philosophical battle. 2025 was a total mess. There was a fracture between me and the organization. They talked it out, shook hands. But it came with a mindset shift. Less team-oriented, more focused on controlling what he can. I can't see myself continuing in these conditions at some point. I just want to do well, but it's complicated. We'll see how the split goes. This brother is leaving Shifters very soon.
Horrendous. So we need to see them play a lot more of a stable game.
Absolutely, and starting up against Lyon is definitely not an easy task in terms of a team needing to rescue their vibes.
Yes.
Because listening to a lot of the content that they put out, there's no mystery as to what was happening while they were going 12-1 and what was happening when they went 7-11. Because when they were 12-1, they were saying that they were struggling in a lot of their scrims. So they said Lyon consistently beat them, not massively, but if they'd play a set of 5
No, surely
games,
they don't get stomped
Lyon
again.
would usually
Somehow.
3-2 or better. They couldn't really remember the last time they even won a set against Lyon.
Yeah.
And Team Liquid was even worse. Team Liquid was running them in scrims. All that's fine when you're 12-1 on stage. You feel like you're going to have some
Yeah, he's
type
gonna
of
crash
straight
out,
magic. However, once
He is
you
gonna
have
crash
the
out.
bad scrims, and the
It's
bad
gonna be
scrims
bad.
aren't getting better, and the stage results start being bad as well, where do you search to find your confidence? Because now you're losing everywhere.
Yeah, you're losing a lot.
So that can start snowballing on itself, especially when you see all the social media uproar that happens when you go to America's Cup and get 5-0'd by Furia.
Yeah.
It can get really negative and mentally difficult to deal with. And I think that's the situation that Cloud9 is now in. So even though the pressure is low, the pit of self-doubt, they're deep in that pit. So a win would actually go a really long way for them if they're able to beat Lyon today.
It 100% will. And I love at least that they came out with like pretty strong conclusions immediately afterwards. And I think one thing that aired true that we got to hear from Dom in that same interview was that like working with Blabber to then basically be more comfortable.
I don't have a conclusive answer on who I think will win, to be honest,
completely
guys.
awful. Like being able to play in that.
I think these two teams are pretty,
because the one that comes true to
pretty
me
much too close to really cool.
He was playing, if I remember, Vi into the Trundle, and the game state was really bad for him. So then it
but
went straight into the.
I think if I'm to cope, it's just
Wolves
C9
camp,
and
you're
not a
like,
final
that's
situation or elimination match. So like
I don't want to find
the safer bet is probably
ourselves in a
C9.
situation where our early game, for whatever reason, based off of ward or bad scouting or just like happenstance as a jungler, you're really far behind and you coin flip a little bit more.
Yeah, it's time to get into our predictions as well because
Okay.
we know what
I'm
happened
gonna run
in the
ads
finals.
now so that they won't be.
I wonder if anyone else is taking this pivot with me.
Okay.
Ooh.
I would have to run them after draft and we can just kind of sit and talk.
So I'm no longer the
So I'll be
hot take
synced up.
artist here.
See you soon.
So I'll go. Couple of things play on this.
Okay.
There's, to me, usually a little bit of an international
Everyone agrees as well.
tournament
3 games.
game. When you have those high peaking moments at international events, and then you come back, you're usually a little later to practice than other teams. I think Cloud9 is additionally hungry. And we got a little bit of intel today as well that you're going to see on broadcast. Inspired has an ear infection. So he's actually playing in a separate room where he won't have to have the headset on his bad ear.
Yes.
And he has to play in a separate room because then he won't hear casters or the opponent comms.
Exactly.
So not only is he potentially in pain, he's separated from his team. Now, whether or not you feel like that'll reduce the toxicity and actually buff Lyon is a different topic, but I'm going to say it's going to make them slightly weaker.
Yeah.
All right, well.
Not the ear infection one, though it helps my point. I also just think Cloud9 does well basically in the regular season. I feel like when you come in with a set focus,
He's unwell,
you're going
guys.
in with more rest.
Well,
than
never mind.
Lyon.
Give it to
I
C9.
think
Just
that'll
give the
help
series to
them
C9 already. This could have been an email.
So first of all, I'll say, my prediction, I made it before I knew about, I actually got my predictions in super early.
And you didn't change it?
No, I didn't.
Would you have changed it?
So I'm sticking with Lyon, no.
Okay.
I'm sticking with Lyon. I think it's going to be a really close series. I just think when it comes to these two junglers, Inspired really, really knows how to best Blabber. And kind of as I brought this up previously, I think jungle is just such an important role, which is why I disagreed with that take initially. The one where it was mid and support, or the important roles. I think jungle is actually so important, and I think C9's biggest problem that you guys have already mentioned, because they themselves touched on it, was like Blabber being able to recover from getting challenged really early, right? And not always looking for every single angle to try to get back into it and then getting set further and further behind. And so I just think it pretty much does boil down to an Inspired versus Blabber thing for me. And I still think Inspired will get the better of Blabber.
Another thing that is
Did you see Tien's welcome back present to LPL?
Okay. If it's
Actually,
going to
no.
be a close series,
Guys, can we talk about that for a second? Hold on. I saw that Jackie Love went 0-22 in 2 games. What the fuck happened? Was that a real stat line? It was a real stat line. What were they doing to him, bro? It was a mistake. It was 0-12. Oh, okay, but still. Like, do you know how funny it is that I can believe that? Like, were they just bullying him, bro? Like, what was going on? Were they just farming him?
But I think if it is a close series, Thanatos versus Dokla will be big favorite to C9.
I have a slight counterpoint to that, and it's that I think because, and we'll see how C9 responds.
Still,
right?
0-12 in 2
kind
games
of
is
strategy
crazy.
They'll come out with today, but I do think they could potentially apply the same logic to Morgan that they did to Morgan to Thanatos, right? Where C9 is really relying on Thanatos to just be good, and he is the best top laner in the league. So
it's a close one.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm excited the fact that we're going to get Lyon and C9 in our first game of in the split. Just set the tone, set the expectation. And I just think C9 is going to start the way they started in split 1.
He tapped
How was
out.
that?
by taking over. Let's start the damn games.
About time. Gosh. Hey, stay away from me, Res. It's getting a little bit too close for comfort. 0-6-6 on Jin and 0-6-0 on Corki. Alright then. That is actually impressive, I can't lie. Alright, there's not going to be there's no telestrator today, guys. I'm not doing no drawing or anything. We're just going to kind of chill. Be a little bit more laid back.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Riot Games Arena here for the first day of the 2026 LCS Spring Split. We got done with Split 1. We went to First Stand. We had some battles. And now we're back here in LA, ready for Spring Split to kick off, and we're gonna get to start this one with a rematch of our lock-in finals. C9 going up against Lyon. You can see Cloud9 on your screen right now, making their way up to the stage. And Kobe, you know they got to be hungry for some vengeance after the final.
Oh, they certainly do. They lost the finals to Lyon, and then because they lost that finals, went to America's Cup, and they definitely want some revenge for that as well. C9, they're back. Let's see it.
Hello, Teddy.
I'm hoping they're ready to compete. I'm hoping that they've used their experience at the America's Cup, their time between then and now to continue leveling up, because their opponents are not going to give them any breathing room. You can see them on your screen right now.
0-22 KD in 4 games. That's still a mad stat line, bro.
With Dokla and Inspired and the whole crew making their way over to the stage now. These guys clearly leveled up in playoffs in a way that everyone else, including Cloud9, was not ready for in the league.
They certainly did, and I'm excited to see where this Lyon team can go from here. Dokla here, let's go, back on stage. He's been playing a lot of carries, Flowers. Maybe the draft is going to be fun and exciting.
That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. Give me some top lane spice. Give me a Lyon squad that is ready to show that ferocity. Split number 1 is so short. Like, not even every team gets to play every other team, right? You don't really have a whole lot of time to make adjustments, really kind of find your flow. And especially with Lyon really coming online in playoffs, like I mentioned, I'm really excited to see how they do moving forward. Like, now that we've kind of seen what happens when all the gears start working and clicking together, I'm excited to see, like, how high does the ceiling go? Oh, hey, that's us. Welcome, I'm Captain Flower. This is Kobe.
Hello. Welcome to Spring Split of the LCS. We're going to start it off by replacing Blabber's computer because...
Yes, unfortunately, we do have to do that.
Blabber's had a few issues, but I'm excited for this crowd. It was really cool seeing the lineup and them giving all the high fives to the players coming in. I do see Jack in the audience. I want to know how many people think Cloud9 are actually going to get the win in the rematch?
All right.
Sounds a little quiet.
We got some C9 fans in the audience, but now we also have to pull the other side. Let me hear you make some noise if you think that Lyon is going to continue that dominance they showed at the end of playoffs last split. Okay.
It's like 50-50, I think.
50-50. No.
That was pretty close.
No.
We're coping. Issues here. I've long had this question because I always turn my computer off at night, Flowers.
Yeah.
Are you one of the people that leaves on sleep, or do you turn off your computer?
So normally I will turn it off. However, if it's one of those times where I'm just playing games till 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning or something, and then I just get to the point where I'm so tired it's time to pass out, no, then it just goes to sleep.
Yeah,
but if I'm being my best self, if I'm on top of my schedule and whatnot, yeah, the computer goes to bed when I go to bed.
Okay. I like it.
Look at the coach, by the way. I just realized coach gets to just sit down.
Off, you know, he's gonna fix up some stuff.
Yeah, you gotta give it some rest. You don't want to be like Raz and fall asleep on your keyboard. That's the number 1. As long as you're not doing that, you're doing all right. Got some some young fans, the new age of League of Legends in the audience.
That's
here today.
Yeah. That's a scuttle crab, or what's inside there? Decode that picture real quick, Flowers.
That's an objective.
I think
what that is.
Yeah.
That's an objective.
Honestly,
hey, don't ask
the
what it
scuttle
is.
crabs are objectives, especially whenever
Terrible
we
joke.
have Cloud9 on the Rift here. Really big proponents of throwing down over, especially the 6-minute scuttle crab. We'll see about that if it has a big determining factor. Dom draft gap, please.
I'm glad you put the word down after the throwing in there. Because at first I was like, oh, whoa, we're coming out the gate swinging immediately here for this one. But C9's coaching staff, you can see they always dress to impress. Clearly sticking with that for spring.
But we got Rain over on the other side. He's suited up too. So
guys, they're in black suits.
We got suits on both sides here, Flowers.
Are we bringing back this era of the LCS? Are we going to have to find our suits from Worlds?
Because it's going to be a funeral for Lyon.
Rigby's got a regular T-shirt
obviously
under. So I don't know. You get like half points for suit plus regular T-shirt?
Yeah, okay, I'll give you half points.
No collared shirt?
Yeah, that's fair.
And Nero and Dom both have ties. Fully suited
Ooh,
up.
yeah, the ties are... Fun fact, when I first joined the LCS 9 years ago, I didn't know how to tie a tie. I had to spend my first week here in the office tying a tie with YouTube tutorials.
I remember that.
Yeah, I had to get some practice in there. And now I don't even have a tie. How the times have changed.
We've graduated. Some Nico fans in the audience as well. I think there's a high chance. Nico is still very, very strong in the meta, so you got some good chances with that one. Some pretty creative signs actually throughout here.
I'm always excited when we have the people cheering for champions that will actually get picked. Like somebody cheering, yeah, pick Nico. That's great because, Nico's probably going to get picked. When a guy shows up with a sign that says somebody pick Teemo, you're setting yourself up for heartbrreak.
C9 will win.
You know that
C9 will win
getting
2-1. Props.
Mom thinks I'm in Sweden.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's a pretty good bamboozle.
Don't worry, we won't tell.
Managed to sneak all the way over here. Your secret is safe with us, my friend. We can see League officials right now just getting done, making sure that Blabber's computer gets reset. It was some kind of issue with his keyboard or something like that, so just making sure that the computer gets swapped out and he's ready to go.
Do you think the fact that Blabber plays with his face so close to his screen like that contributes to a lack of map awareness because the map is in your bottom corner?
No, man. It reduces the ping between your eyeballs and your brain because they have to look through less inches of space to get to the monitor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Close the distance and increase the awareness.
The shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line, and the straight line between Blabber's eyeballs and the screen is really short. So it works out.
Honestly, bro, sometimes PCs can just break.
I am excited for this rematch,
the weird thing about PCs, and especially when they're like,
especially with
in
the way
things like this, they're like work PCs, bro. They just die all the time.
Especially with the way that the story about the finals was just Lion's surge to power. It's kind of easy to forget how dominant C9
as well, oftentimes these PCs are just old.
The entirety of
they're
Split
very,
1
very old.
except
They've been
for
in
that
use for a long
finals.
time.
And to go from being the hero, to go from being the main character, to all of a sudden crashing back down to earth so violently like they did, you know these guys have to want to say, no, that was the fluke. The real deal was the part where we were on top. Because that's what the debate is going to be. Which Cloud9 is the real Cloud9? Was it the one who was running the show all split long? Or was it the ones who ended up floundering and they were just on a hot streak?
And I know for a fact they did not take any days off. Because I have an esports volleyball group where I try and get people from all the teams to come, and usually we can get one day where the teams have off. But Cloud9, they have practiced all the way through because they want revenge. They want to make up for it. We still have some empty seats there, so it looks like even though we replaced the computer, we lost some players. Bathroom break, Flowers.
Yup, it happens every
classic.
Although I will go ahead, this is as good a time as of any to talk about why it might mysteriously be that there is a very important player missing on the stage for Lyon. Yeah, so Inspired apparently currently has an ear infection, and he's not capable of wearing the headset on stage. So he's playing from our Howling Abyss setup, the B stage here at the LCS Arena. So he's still here. He's still in the building. He just cannot be on stage with the rest of the team right now because of the ear thing. So that's why if you guys are looking at the stage, looking at Inspired, you'll notice that the chair does seem a little more empty than
Oriana bands.
Yeah, a lot more.
Jobbing is up.
I was like, oh no, we got a
That's a big presence to not have, but he's still there in the comps. He's still able to communicate with the team and everything.
You saw him there with like one headphone on.
Yeah,
one headphone off
very strong.
with the ear infection.
But some people when there's a couple of ADs up,
we're in, we're ready, locked and loaded. Let's go. Okay, so Lyon going to be playing from the blue side as C9 selected first pick. Lyon banning out the Karma, the Seraphine, and the Orianna. Over on the other side, it's Pantheon, Varus, and Azir taken out by C9 as they first pick the Yunara for Zen.
And throwing down the Yunara so early, I mean, they do ban out the Varus, but
nothing seems
we'll
to
see
change
what Berserker wants to reply with. Aphelios is another common answer. Where you can really use your level 1, capabilities with Green Gun to go offensive and keep the Yunara in check and scale very nicely as well. So we'll see what sort of Yunara answers, because only banning out the Varus here, and we already got that sign answered, Flowers.
Yeah,
Nico's been picked.
Nico cosplayer vindicated, second pick of the entire day. You can't get much better results than that. So the Nico locked in for Lyon. Now, what do they want to go with here as that second pick? There's our sign. That's what we're talking about. And they'll lock in the Vi alongside the Nico.
They do blind jungle.
Okay, so very clear.
That's really...
You cannot get more clear
I think unusual.
than drafting your support Nico and your jungler Vi to say, we are going to dive.
If they feel like they have more than
Yunara.
3 ADs, they could go a favorable top lane and get 2
when it's like
cover
game
bans
1,
going.
And you're just throwing
Like,
down first pick Yunara,
let's say C9
or
go
Zeri,
Lulu,
or any sort
which
of,
is likely.
hyper carry like that.
And then they go Xin
You're
Zhao,
gonna get
which
hit
is
with
also
a
very
bunch
likely.
of point and click and a bunch of dive.
Right.
So your counters aren't.
If I'm
always
Lyon, I'm
just
thinking,
in lane,
what if I want to go
and they're going to be looking to kill
Ambessa and ban
Zen,
Renekton
but
and
will be looking to
maybe
keep
something
him
like
safe
Sion.
with the Lulu here, and we'll see if Cloud9 can do that. APA Ziggs
And then we
also
go from
on
there.
the menu.
Normally one that's always banned
we get,
away from
mid off
APA.
5, we go AD on 3.
APA
There's the Zen.
signature pick. They might just want to go ahead and wait on that one instead.
So I'm actually now I'm thinking Ambessa with Renekton ban and something else that they don't want to deal with.
To answer the Vi before the second half of the bans come
They
in.
could
And
obviously
one of the things is, especially
still
with
just
Zen
go
and
match.
Vi, you can you have big advantage in combat pretty early on.
But frankly,
versus
I
Vi,
think
3-6.
Berserker shouldn't be too worried about
Zen
picking an AD
definitely
here.
has the advantage, and so you can force a lot of stuff.
Like,
And
there are
jungle
better
was
and
a
worse
really
ADs to
big
have,
part
but I
of
don't
the
think there's
matchup
really an AD you're
last
upset
time
having.
around in finals.
Ooh.
Where Inspired
Okay.
had a significant
Interesting.
advantage
Well,
over Blabber in several
now they
games,
really want to press the issue.
and especially the later games in the series, he was invading.
We'll see if Lyon
Blabber
decides. Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
significantly,
I
but
like that
when
Kobe's
Blabber's
talking
on
about this.
Zen
I'm wondering if they're
and
going to
you're
do some
on
kind
Vi,
of
the
funky
Vi,
invade
does need to farm
off the bot
have
prior.
a lot more focus on that.
Keep your eyes on the
early,
bot
so
matchup.
we'll
Then it's
see
going to end up
the
being quite
capabilities this
volatile.
time around.
Mostly
Caitlyn
actually
paired
because of the
with
jungle
Nico
matchups.
Flowers, though,
That's scary.
The extra range here is going to do a lot early on, so going to have that pushing bottom lane.
This is also going to be pretty scary, I feel like, for C9 to try to play around neutral objectives into this combination, right? Like Nico sneaking up to a brush. If you don't have total vision control over the area, the Pop Blossom can just completely ruin the fight
Saints'
before it even starts.
best 2 picks
Caitlyn,
here are going to
if she's there
be
first, is gonna set up the trap
Ahri.
lines to just give you this natural advantage based on the terrain. I feel like this lane can be very scary very quickly down here in the bottom lane for Lyon. But since both teams have drafted their AD carries, supports, and
Syndra's also
junglers,
high priority,
it means the name of the game is solo laners. Here in the second half of the draft, Lyon is going to go ahead and ban out the Cassiopeia first, while C9 takes the Ahri off the table.
And honestly, Cloud9 are going to need, Thanatos on an engaged kind of tank-style champion up there. Yes,
Ambessa's going to be seen in game 2 probably.
Some engaged mid lane champions.
Unless it, unless Lyon do something freaky like ban Renekton and then force the Ambessa ban, and then they go something else with those 2 champs out that they feel is like next best pick.
Otherwise, if it's a more traditional AP carry in
Annie,
mid lane,
yeah, okay.
then you're looking at like Thanatos, Sion, or something like that, where you can have a front line for the Yunara to work around.
I think Syndra's now next best.
And on your side as well. Otherwise, you just get
Syndra's now next best in my mind.
Back here with all the extra range.
Like just thinking about the champs that I think Saint is okay
some
at.
of the mid lane engage options away. I like the Annie ban from Lyon.
They ban Ambessa
because of the Ahri ban as well from Cloud9.
Oh, why would you ban Ambessa?
That matchup was
is that not just a bit of
a contested one last time around, where APA actually got solo killed on the Annie by Saint's Ahri, which was not expected from the matchup, and then Saint went on to be a huge driving force in that game. But we'll take a look here. In addition to the Nico and the Vi engage, adding a Rise on top of that is always really nice because
I guess
you
maybe
have
what they're
multiple
scared
ways
about is
that
an
Rise can
R5
play the
ambassador, but
game.
like,
you can
kid, you
split
care?
push to apply
Oh, you want
pressure,
Rumble.
and then you're facing fairly short range champions already.
And they're going to
so
take
you
a
can
Nivea in.
come and you can realm warp to the fight and
Okay,
have
so
a
strong
huge
lane
presence
matchups.
there, or you can play
I
those
think
really fun realm warps where you get Nico
Dokla
popping the
will
ultimate,
pick
and then you realm warp the Nico into the enemy team.
Bit of a weird lane
big
though.
engage that way.
It's like
okay, so we've got the Rise
bad at
locked
level
in for
3
Lyon, makes the
through
Cassiopeia
5, and
ban
then
make
afterwards
all
it's
the
kind
much
of
more
whatever.
sense.
Oh, you're trying
Over
to
on the other side, pretty quick response from C9, going double AP in their solo lanes. You've already got a powerful AD jungler in the Xin Zhao, so putting Rumble
okay, I like
and
Ornn.
Olivia in your
I like
solos
Ornn. Good
is
pivot.
gonna
Good
feel really
pivot.
It
Good
is
pivot.
going
I
to
like
mean
Ornn.
that C9
I really like Ornn here.
are basically all
Into a Lulu comp.
reactive here, though. They
Yes.
don't have engage.
I like
other
it, but
than
you
Xin
are
just
now going kind of
running
face
in
first
and getting a
into
Lulu
a
ult on top of his head. So
into a Nivea, but you have a way also to break the wall too, which feels pretty nice.
Yeah. So
let's see how the game goes. Let's see how the game goes. Lyon have very, very solid scaling.
Lane so that they can get to objectives
Or Lyon
first,
rather have very, very
and
solid
then
scaling.
They can, you know, get the advantage there by
Reliable
having,
engage.
Lyon have to come to them.
C9, they need to be on objectives first.
For
their games, their objective setups is going to be difficult.
A lot of reacting.
Very, very hard to play.
And trying to get advantages from lane to translate into
I actually don't know what patch we're on. They normally play on live patch.
If you get there to the objective really
so
early,
my assumption is that we're on
They've got Caitlyn.
We're on 0.7 now, aren't we?
And,
no, it's
Lyon
April. It's got to be 0.7.
Mega hard engage, as we said, even just from the first 2 picks. They have,
and then they put Ornn on top of it. That's crazy. So I'm seeing a lot more go on the Lyon squad, and I feel like I want to see these guys just go, being that like coordinated style. Even if he's in another room, I hope Inspired is on the shot calling, coordinating everything.
Does APA play Anivia or is this new?
With these lanes for Cloud9, they should
it's the kind of champion I would expect.
Both winning solo lanes here. Both Rumble.
I would expect APA to be able to play, but I think it might be his first Anivia on stage.
They should have
I can't recall APA playing Anivia ever.
They
didn't do it last
split. Take a look at what Blabber wants to get to work, especially on the top quadrant of the map.
You also have Slayer.
Right, let's do it. Hop into our first best of 3 of the 2026 spring split. You can see C9 already off to the most modest of leads, as APA has a 10 gold lead over Saint, thanks to clearing out a little bit of that vision there. Thanatos on the Rumble.
Okay,
you can see
APA
both of our top laners do have teleports
just
as expected,
wave.
so no extra shenanigans with different types of combat summoner spells here.
And
everything
no early
pretty
invades.
par for the course. Electrocute for APA's Anivia for the extra burst and trading potential. Bottom lane, everything also pretty much exactly.
We're losing
We're losing
Southampton.
We're just either one of our supports, so there won't be any unexpected teleports or anything
we are
similar.
Losing the league, aren't we? We're not.
So here we go.
We're not getting anything. We'll get the league probably, but
for
like,
the pushing,
we'll win anything else.
Nico, and trying to push as slowly as possibly.
I think the comedy of the situation is the hardest thing to win, realistically, is the Premier League, and that's the one we're going to win.
Try and kind of milk it there, and
so
with
bizarre.
the junglers going opposite, that is going to mean Blabber pathing
so
away from Sven
bizarre.
and Vulcan, so they're going to have to deal with the pain all by themselves. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, we saw APA going in.
So really curious that Blabber is pathing away from Sven Vulcan here.
Prep for the next trade there. Pretty good spacing on the Q as well.
But the idea probably is,
tri-lane view, just kind of showing
hey,
everything. No
if I could do 3 camps and then invade if I'm clearing down, then that could be a bit problematic.
As it is Lyon with the push in.
Champions League probably harder, but it's close. No.
You already touched on it a little bit, but we do have jungle.
How many games do you have to play to win the Champions League?
Of the Rift, obviously C9 has to be careful about this wave crashing into
15,
the bottom
16?
lane. They don't want to find themselves at the mercy.
I guess that you play a lot of games now
pressure,
because of the like the new group state group system thing. But we're talking about 38 games
get crashed into the turret round about the same time.
over the course of
APA getting to work on Saint here though, trying to work
9 months
through these potions. Again, you pop the bow.
Like, yes, you're playing harder opponents, but
early, and then he goes for his little electrocute trades, and he has been getting.
How many can you lose?
Doesn't quite get that Q though.
In Champions League,
and it's about time for
surprisingly
to get involved.
quite a few.
Fully completing their full clears. Inspired has easy access to bottom scuttle, so it should just be traded with the top one there for Blabber. Nobody really prepped for any dives or anything. Sven and Vulcan, they were very respectful while they're getting pushed in. Nobody
you just
takes
need enough
any
points to
extra
qualify
damage,
to
so they're not really
the
diveable
knockout
down
stage.
there. And we'll just go and do pretty smooth
and then you're chilling.
clears.
Do you feel
But
like
you
we're
could
going
very
to
easily
get any
lose, like-
early action, or is this more of probably
We've seen league setups in the Premier League where a team will quite literally have like 5 losses
I mean, with nobody
out of
blowing
38,
any summoner
and that's
spells
enough to cost
early,
them
I
the
would
Premier
say we
League.
probably won't.
Okay.
The one possible area would be for me around mid lane, because you do have a pretty good setup there. You know, Xin has very good combat effectiveness early, and if they try and
Like
do
3
something
perm
on Saint,
losses, I think so, and just
actually,
like a
Saint
shit
using
ton of
his
draws.
Ghost, he still has, you know, phase rush, and he has his flash though, so probably not too big of a deal. It's just going to be repeat second clears, and again, it is going to be inspired clearing towards bottom, whereas Blabber here will be clearing back up towards the towards the Ornn, towards that top lane. So if there actually is an opportunity with the Ornn getting whittled down, and maybe they'll get to work. But this is Cloud9's record versus the entirety of the LCS, and then what happened at America's Cup, because you mentioned it a lot in the intro, Flowers.
Dude, that's kind of mental, no?
C9, they spent the majority
They played 17 games at the LCS, and then in 1 week they played
were on top until it got to finals.
almost as
and
many
everything
games.
Came crashing down, and then it continued crashing down in
Oh, man.
America's Cup. So
Good room here from
everyone
Saint.
is very
Thanos is
curious
dead.
to see how they bounce back. Dokla goes for the flash and rises here.
Yeah, Thanatos with the flash away, tries to escape, but Saint has already arrived.
Oh,
Thanatos knows the only thing he can possibly try to do is make this one a 1-for-1. Dokla continues trying to walk away from it. There's your Rune Prison, a little bit more damage from the
Got awkward
Overload.
there for a
Should
sec.
seal the deal, and first blood goes over to Lyon.
Very nice gank. That's even pre-Realm Warp here, only level 5. Saint making the roam up to the top side.
But now they both have the base.
And
It's
it
actually
counts
really well
for
done by
first blood.
Thanos.
That is huge, Flowers. This rise is so pivotal in their comp because not
Oh, and I
only
wasn't
is
actually
it big
taking a
damage,
look at the
you know,
mini-map,
once you get the
but
actualizer
does
and
it
stuff later
seem...
on, but huge split push threat as well.
Seemed like did
will
Blabber
be
get that
available.
chicken camp?
So very big to get a
They have
first
equal
blood
CS, so I'm
cashed in
not
here
actually
for
too
Saint.
sure. Oh my god.
Look at the damage on Sven as he tries
Oh,
to flash
guys.
away to escape Berserker. Meanwhile, back
Oh, now
over in
APA
the
is
mid
in
lane,
trouble.
APA versus Saint. Health bar's getting low. APA, though, might just be cooked. Inspired goes forward, but the flashback over the wall from APA keeps him safe.
Yeah, he does not want to lose his egg early on, especially over there. Lots of flashes and summoner spells being blown. Bottom is vulnerable now. Saint.
Oh! Just raw solo kill. APA.
A little bit too confident there.
Electrocute.
And APA with the burst damage from the electrocute takes him out.
And the
We are
last
so back.
little bit of his mana too.
We
he
are
down to like
so
5
back.
mana there.
Yeah, calculated.
Barely had enough for the combo. He gets it off, and there you go. Just like that, he fights it back. Flowers, that is crazy. After just getting ganked and losing his flash, able to get the solo onto Saint, who also Saint just does not use his own flash.
Yeah, and
Electrocute is such a fun
That's
rune,
great
man.
for APA, considering
I wish
Saint
the red
was
tree
one who
was just
benefited
better.
From the first blood roam up top, he's the one who got the kill gold there. Now that little advantage he might have is no longer there as APA hits him with the classic XD. I like how he makes sure that he still capitalizes on
Flapper.
both the X
Oh
and
my
the
god,
D.
because he's got wings. He's playing Anivia
But
Flapper. Yes,
he's back
yes,
to his
yes,
old
yes.
ways. APA going to be happy with that one.
I
But
feel the
biggest
brain rot
difference so
returning.
far,
Thank you, man.
In this game, hold on, we'll get back to it in just a second. Let's take one more look at how this 1v1 went down.
So this was the earlier gank where Inspired is going to get APA's flash.
No,
So we're seeing
honestly,
that
the
again.
break from
But then really is about to
streaming
follow trade,
and just
APA is also
kind
very
of
low on mana. So
low-key watching League of Legends. I've not watched a lot of League of Legends in the last
APA is so low.
week
Yeah,
that
that
it's
got
like
down
been
to
up.
barely
I'm back
any.
since first
that,
then.
that was probably single digits mana to be able to cast that E. I
like the smile.
He's like,
He knows. He's like, come on, man. You really had exactly enough mana. But C9 are going to take their opportunity now to go for the Drake. As you can see,
yeah, like I was saying, it's been very curing.
To be able to contest the control over this bottom side river that C9 has with their jungler. Biggest individual gold lead that I was going to talk about.
But we're an hour into the stream and I'm already feeling it back.
Whenever you draft Caitlyn, you want to see control over the laning matchup like this. The character's range, the bullying power that she has in the lane. Really got to make sure that you're getting ahead nice and early so you can have that tempo, take the turn.
Why
as quick as
Slayer,
you can,
indeed.
rotate her over into the mid lane, continue moving around the map afterwards, as we do have 20 seconds left on the clock until the Void Grub spawns. So that first Drake being taken by C9 was taken early enough that it's not like it even really comes at an opportunity.
Sorry, muscle flex.
Yeah, Berserker is is dominating. Berserker is going to be a problem for sure. This Caitlyn, so much flat AD too with the early buys here for him. So the Peacemaker really packs a punch. you know, at this sort of time. And Sven, the wave is in a bad spot for him too. So you actually have Nico roaming time at the moment, and Sven and Vulcan are like, all right, we gotta get this cannon, we gotta get it pushed in, so we can at least salvage something here from the situation. But Berserker has Isles coming back, and they at least do get the wave to crash there for Cloud9, and aren't going to be kind of held in any more.
Go Victory Lab now, hottest team in the East. KT roster, the least
so
pure MSI. Yep.
There.
Bro, I'm really happy for KT. I'm glad that they're like seem so back.
Across the board, you can see Thanatos has completed
KT are a fun
Smithy
team to
Boots
watch.
as his first item here on the Rumble. Over on the other side, Dokla still having the ingredients, the components.
I still need to. I'll probably do it tomorrow, to be honest.
Every tank into Rumble
or maybe
matchup
tonight.
is
I'm
before
not sure.
Kanik Rookern and after Kanik Rookern. Once you get this
Just
item
go
up,
through
it really just kind of
the
alleviates
VODs and
all of
just
that
see how
pressure the Rumble
those games
would
happened.
normally have on you during those short trades. You can see, excuse me, Thanatos still does have a very marginal gold lead over Dokla. But if you're the Ornn in this matchup, you're totally fine.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, even when you get to your Spectre's Cowl, this thing is so just OP. Of course,
really
Rumble
good.
pops so much regen, got your good magic resist, a very, very good component there. And Dokla has been able to get a refillable potion on top of it, so he has tons of sustain. And your Ornn just farming away. This is why the Ornn is such a common pick into the Rumble.
Yep.
Is not because, you know, you're supposed to get solo kills or anything versus him, but you are going to be a huge tank for the team later on, and you have a very good time kind of weathering the storm. And he was even able to set up the first blood for
Arsenal
Saint
equalized?
with,
Oh,
with
thank
his flash
fuck.
for the brittle proc. So Dokla
Oh,
has been
thank
doing
God.
his job really admirably, very nicely on top side, and we'll see once he gets to join and show off with his Ornn ultis. He puts his full power on display, but I think every good thing going pretty well for Lyon
Joker
aside
sub
from
on.
the solo kill where APA was able to take down Saint.
And I mean, going back to what we were talking about towards the end of the draft, for a game that's honestly been pretty quiet for these first 10 minutes, I feel way more comfortable if I'm Lyon, if the game is on very even footing, just because their team fight mechanisms, their engage buttons are so much more effective than Cloud9's. I don't feel like Cloud9 is in this spot where they can just say, yeah, it doesn't matter that we don't have engage.
Yeah, and again, it is going to come back to, can Cloud9 kind of get good positioning early at objectives? And currently, since they're you know, losing a lot of territory on bottom side, especially with the tower getting whittled down, I think it might be difficult. If they can, they do have a lot of defensive
kind of getting
tools.
blasted.
Remember, they're going to be really reactive.
There's not really been any jungle interaction at all until maybe
Xin
right now.
Ultimate and Lulu ultimate here. Maybe they can still create positive fights for themselves.
Zin's on the way
it
with
just has to be kind of in
APA.
response
Sync
to
and cheat
Lion's
tempo here.
moves, which is usually not where you want to be.
He's not going
because
to.
Inspired is very good at leading this
They're
team.
not going to
and
be able to
they
catch
have
anything.
some
They're on
really
crap though.
decisive tools at their disposal.
Ooh.
Here we go, the engage coming out onto Blabber. Inspired leads the charge, Saint right behind him. They're trying to burst down the Zinja, but it's Inspired who's down to 100 HP now, reinforced by the shield, and he stays alive. APA wants to try to finish off the kill, but he doesn't quite have enough damage here just yet.
Oh, no.
APA's egg gets scrambled. A double kill for Inspired as the Vi still
Wow,
lives.
Sven just
And
got
Dokla
2-shot.
chases after Sven. A little bit
Oh,
more
the game's
damage
over.
from Saint is all they need, and Lyon just slaughtered
Oh,
him.
boy.
Okay, I know Inspired is the GOAT, but Isles is actually what saves the day
boy.
here. Isles comes in on the Nico. That was clean. Flash with the ulti. He gets 3 of them, and he makes sure that they win the early kill. And the early kill is so important. Look at Blabber right now.
I mean, what's
Isles
really
gets
strange,
all 3 of
I
them,
guess-
and it allows Inspired enough time to turn it right
One
back
thing,
around,
like,
heal back up. He
I
flashes
think-
away and gets APA.
Let me just double check.
Who had tunnel visioned on trying to kill the Vi here, goes into egg form, and Dokla had been
Yeah, I
creating
mean,
space on the other side.
What's really weird about this play,
fight.
guys,
That's it, Flowers. Lion wrap it
is
up.
Blabber
at the
has
Dragon fight.
Sundered
Very
Sky, and he's not
decisive
trying to
play.
right-click
They
anyone
buy
else for the
ultimate in,
healing.
They win the skirmish.
He just wants
Good move up there
just
from
wants the
Isles
CC.
through the
He
river.
just wants the damage. He's just going for the 1-for-1
We kind
whole
of talked
time.
about this in finals as well. Hold on, as Dokla's got to create some more space for himself and get out of there.
That's all right. He's got Kanik Rookern. He's pretty
he's
tanky here. Thanatos does hit the first Electro Harpoon. No, hits the second.
Oh, he was
Not
thinking about it.
quite enough damage, though.
Hey, we got the crab, though.
Dokla walks away.
All good. Performing his duties admirably, as we said. Something we did kind of talk about in finals was some of the really good games that Isles actually had. His Poppy game was really, really good. And Dokla's back in there. He got his shield.
Yeah, Dokla sticking around for
Oh,
now. It's
no.
APA taking the turret aggro, and Dokla nearly gets the outplay, but almost got them both. But C9 picks up their kill.
Oh,
Dude, I
my
saw the
God.
vision, though.
Yeah, I could see what he was going for.
I saw the vision.
Dokla nearly
he wanted
just
to do more
greedied
than
on
just
them.
take damage and
Oh,
farm
that
CS
was
flowers.
terrifying.
The weak side.
Oh
game,
my God, that
trying
was
to get a little
terrifying.
Frisky with it. He does not get a kill, but he does make him
But
sweat.
man, it would have been cool.
Yeah, he made him sweat. Anyways, because APA has tower
APA
aggro,
actually
flashes
E'd
get
the minion,
little
by the way.
block and push him back, but he needed
APA
another
E'd the minion.
tower
I'm not sure if you
shot.
guys
APA was
caught
able to
that.
walk out before the last one, and so he goes down. Yeah, he made him seat check a little bit.
Yeah, got to sit up straight after that one. Make sure that you're really locked in. But it is still a nearly 3,000 gold lead for Lyon, Kobe.
Yeah.
Like they're, after that fight in the bottom side river, they are just feeling so comfortable. It was
Dokla and Isles fighting to
500
not
gold
lose their
before
spot on the
that,
roster
and
for an
then
import.
just instant 2,000 spike after taking that victory. And here's Berserker. He's got his Hex Optics already completed.
Yeah, I
and this
forgot
is what
about
I was
that.
talking
Berserker
about
is now
earlier.
American.
Once Caitlyn takes the turret in her lane, she
Yeah,
becomes the wrecking crew. She just moves around the rift, continues to put pressure on all these objectives, and Lyon are just forcing their way down mid lane. This tier 1 tournament is not long for the world.
Yeah, about that plan.
Really good
of
stuff.
trying
Barely
to
even
get
gonna miss the
Cloud9
bot
ahead
wave
early
either.
So he get to objectives early and force Lyon into bad spots. I don't think
Oh.
that's on the menu.
Nope, Inspired
I think Saint
goes in after
had to.
APA,
Oh, Saint doesn't have
diving
R. It's on
towards the
2 seconds
Nvidia,
CD.
Does not have backup next to him here just yet, but he
Oh,
will
they're trying
force the
to
C9
fight.
mid laner away.
Nope.
Blabber and Vulcan both in the area means Lyon do not want to overcommit on trying to secure this kill against APA, so the Nvidia lives to see another day.
Yeah, he's been getting into
Yeah,
a
born and
few
bred,
dangerous
full-blooded
scenarios
American.
while he has no egg, but no death
We love
from it
Berserker
just
here.
quite yet. And it gets really dangerous for Sven to even get farm anymore because the mid tower is also down, very vulnerable. So you have to have people on both sides to be able to make this happen. But off their reset timer with the teleport used from APA, they are going to try and force down this Rift Herald. And Dokla's still bottom with no teleport, so I don't think Lyon are going to have any illusion that they could contest. Just keep Dokla split pushing down there while they wait for the last little bit of his
Hello, shit, Raz.
and get the wave in the bottom side. Yeah,
She is, I guess.
Cloud9 did get
We've
the
gone
Rift
from
Herald,
being Raz to
but
being
minions
shit
are
Raz.
dying
Okay.
to the tower on bottom side. Dokla should be able to get at least a turret plate. Maybe 1.5 down there.
And I feel like when you look at the scoreboard, there's one point of power for C9, and that is Thanatos. They have to play around this Rumble. They need to get good value out of the equalizers if they want to have a chance at taking a fight.
Problem is, it's really hard to do that because, as we said, they are
Isles
very
gonna flash the
light
wall,
on
isn't he?
CC. So, like,
How do you stay on the carpet?
Yeah, who's going to keep people on the Rumble ulti? Is it like
Nivea wall.
Blabber prepping his Q and then going for the knock up into a Nivea, wall and Q as well? Obviously it gets a little difficult. It's not going to be super easy for Thanatos to have very, very high value here.
How's bankruptcy?
Keep people
Bro,
in
oh my
quicker.
God. I'm letting you guys know right now. If Maddie wasn't here,
And reminder, we still have tickets
frame
available for
one,
April
the
5th.
second that tweet
is
went up
tomorrow
about bankruptcy,
on Sunday,
my
so
stream
if
would have
you
been on
wanna
them. We would have
check
been
out LCS
we would have been
live
listening
in
straight to the
person,
bank
we'd love
again.
to have you here, as it looks
Frame
like we
one.
are setting up some Caitlyn traps.
Frame
Kobe.
one.
Lyon wants to control the top
I want you guys
side
to
of the
understand
river
how
here
petty
with
I am.
Berserker. They've already taken 2 of the tier 1 turrets. Why not make it a full set?
Yeah, control they shall have then, Flowers.
I believe they will.
Full top side controlled there and walled off. Bottom side, though, weak side again. Big dope.
Here we go.
You know
All right.
what's up.
Yeah, let's 3-man dive the
try to kill this Ornn. They go
unkillable
right
Ornn
on
guy.
in. Dokla busts the Nivea wall, wants
Fellas.
to get the R2 out of the Ornn horn, but he does not have enough damage. And again, it's
right.
one more tower shot that would have made the difference.
Something
in
is better than
getting the
nothing.
Kill, but C9 still accomplishes their dive. They're going to summon up the Rift Herald to take the turret after, but at the same time, Saint is taking the tier 1 turret on the top
APA's
side.
dead.
So the last one.
Oh.
That looked a little bit strange.
Oh!
APA fighting back towards Inspired.
That was really unlucky.
Oh,
APA is tanking tower.
Reinforce the C9
Well, thank
mid-laner,
God he didn't go
but
forward because
Isles
the rest
is
of
also nearby to make sure that nothing
rest of
bad
the line were
happens
there.
to Inspired. So we will have the tier 1 turret trade across the
About
bottom
bankruptcy, I'm investing in Korean
I was gonna
education.
say, like, the last
How are you investing if
attempt
you're
there from
bankrupt,
Dokla,
bro?
on the previous 2v1 on top side, I saw the vision. I was like, oh, I'm down with that one. But this
Animation
one,
canceling a
because Lion
vacation.
were setting up their top side play so far in advance. You had ample time to
Very
kinda
legit.
just just abandon the bottom side.
I'm animation canceling out of bed to turn the stream on.
So that one, I don't know. You don't want to give too many kills back over this Cloud9 comp.
Oh my god.
They are very low on CC, but they can be high on damage if they get the gold to do so. So have to be a little bit careful here with how many of those kills you're giving back over.
Well, we do have the Infinity Edge fully completed for Berserker's Caitlyn now. We've got Seraph's Embrace.
Guys, I
fully
think my
evolved
mid
on
laner
Saint's
is
Rise.
fucking
The
dead.
Rod of Ages, 6 out of 10 of the stacks inspired.
All right, Thanos
also
is
on the
here.
2-item power spike here for the Vi. Lion is at some serious points of strength, and they're trying to use that strength right now. Inspired with the ulti engage on
actually
the
smart
APA.
wall.
Dokla ready to try to follow
Really
this one
smart
up.
wall.
Inspired does not want to overcommit to this here just yet. Blabber is ready to join the fight. Vulcan's also moving
Really,
up
really smart
towards the
wall,
area,
actually.
But Lion are not going to do
Oh,
any
APA
more
has
for
Fade
now.
Ashes,
Inspired
so
is already
he
back
couldn't
away
chase
into
a
the
bit
jungle.
further forward.
C9 again trying to find the kill.
Dokla
onto
is gonna have to
Dokla.
flash,
The
okay.
Equalizer forces the flash of the Ornn, but Dokla stays
But again, like
alive
side
this
lane,
time.
this is an
Meanwhile,
issue.
the entire
Like
time, Saint is split pushing down.
Lion
in the
have 3
bottom
grubs
lane.
as well,
This
so
is
they
what we
can
talked about
chew
with the
through these
Rise.
towers like
yes,
this.
you can have fun doing realm warps with Nico.
This
in
is when,
team
like,
fights, or
yo, when
you can
people
just
cope
park
and tell
up
you
the
that
sideline and
grubs are
grab
bad.
yourself some free money.
Yeah, and
These are
he's
sequences
at
which really
2
let you
power spikes,
like
feeling
see
pretty
how
good.
powerful
6 stacks, 7 stacks
3
now
grubs
on
can
the Rod
actually
of
be.
Ages,
I see what you did there.
Obviously,
it just happens
it's a
to change
bit of an
over. It just
overcommit in the
happened to change
extension,
over at
like in the
moments.
extended there by
Honestly,
C9,
though,
but still.
It's kind of rough for C9. That was 2 lanes.
Yeah, I don't know.
pushing
C9 just
for
haven't really
Lion
found.
in exchange for just
They haven't been able to find
pressure
anything
on the
on
Dokla
Berserker and
side.
Satan. It's hard. They don't have reliable
So you just
engage.
get the one. They
So,
did get their
and Dokla's the
tower
only one
at
that's
the
really been in
very
positions that they can
least,
pick.
but
They lost 2 of the tier 2 towers.
It's still pretty rough because you're in a situation where you're behind.
Like, I don't
so you
blame
have
them.
to
Like,
take
I actually
the
think they're
losing
doing the
end of
right
trades,
thing.
very often. So you lose out on basically 2 for 1 in lanes and a dragon.
And you can see Vulcan and Blabber
3 grubs
are
being
trying
bad.
to see if
Propaganda
maybe they
died in
can
first stand.
catch
Did it? I wasn't
Inspired
watching the
unawares, make a unexpected gank towards the red buff.
I was watching the broadcast of like Cast On, and I don't really watch other co-streamers.
He walks away, doesn't have to spend anything really to do so. So we've got a 2-to-1 dragon count so far. It is a Chem Soul, which is also going to lower the priority on dragons in general. So not really going to be one of those, it's got to be Soul and it's got to be now.
Yeah, Alcana is making fun of you right now for saying that Lion could beat G2.
So one big team fight, one way or the other, could spell a Baron. But we're still not quite there
honestly,
yet.
I have no retort. Results speak louder than any hindsight analysis ever could. So
like the 3-for-0 fight in the bottom side river,
it doesn't really matter.
Really moved.
Yeah, and that's better.
Like, I could say the objectively correct thing to that, and it just won't matter because
the game goes on,
anyone who's watching the games will just default to the answer of look what G2 did at first stand.
But we'll see. There's some darkness in their jungle, so
even if they don't
the
really
side of the red pit here,
comprehend what they were doing.
Lion trying to squeeze a little bit more out as they've got Dokla down on the bottom side. So Dokla now does have his teleport, and he's level 14.
King Yamato
so
yeah, well,
yeah,
during the episodes.
So
this week we actually didn't do it
Berserker had
that
better
much.
get his upgrade first. You want that Caitlyn with as much damage as possible, and so IE plus.
I mean, it's fine, bro.
Wait,
I've seen what makes people applaud.
Okay. Isles gets away.
I've seen
from
what
that
these
one.
people
C9
applaud.
Trying to maintain their control over the top side river here.
I've seen what entertains
I talked
you.
about how a lot of the Lion players were hitting their 2-item power spikes, and now
And that enough
C9
is an
squad
indictment.
are catching up. Fiend Hunter bolts done for Sven on the Yunara. Full 10 stacks for APA on his Rod of Ages.
Well,
we still need Blabber to complete his second item.
I do at the very
completely,
least
but,
think.
Overall, C9 is at a point where it looks like they could try to find a fight.
And Dokla is just down there.
That
freezing,
C9
so
isn't
again,
really
it's just
out of
3
it, but they are
lanes
one
now
fight away
for
from
2
just
lanes
feeling
of farm
really
basically in
bad.
favor of Lion. They're always like +1
And completely
extra
out
lane,
of the game. They are one fight away from that.
So
Look, I mean, like, it's
Dokla
just
down
so
there,
hard to
he
kill
just-
Berserker.
He's just farming, keeping the freeze and then waiting to use his teleport.
Ooh, inspired with the supercharged blast cone over the wall there. All 5 C9 players are in this topside river, though.
T1 thing was way better content. Yeah,
Here.
sure. I
You can
like
see
that.
Saint also posturing to potentially join the fight. Lions looking, but they got to make sure they don't go too soon after whatever it is they want to go for. And instead, they're just going to allow Berserker control over the wave, access to the minions.
By the way, how do you feel about LEC podcast
There's
running
no dragon
best
for
damn
another
league
2
show out of
minutes,
town?
and they're not strong enough to want
Did
to
it?
hard force the Baron.
I don't know.
So
I've not
ultimately, we kinda
really
just-
paid much attention to
Everybody
it.
stares daggers at each other and then walks away.
Yeah, so they're
Obviously, I know you're being sarcastic, but I think they probably just sunsetted the show because they
just
had a little less interest in the
That
LEC.
was the animation. Upgraded IE now for Berserker. Well,
they couldn't find someone else to do it.
It's just going to get so difficult because how did Cloud9 like deal with the Caitlyn once the Caitlyn is, you know, like fully operational in the back line here? Well,
that's the neat part. You don't.
Yeah.
She's just going to, the extra range from the Hex Optics is going to make this character so difficult to deal with for a composition that really doesn't have a ton of range in it on the C9 side.
This game's drafted from the start. I mean, I don't think the game is over, but I think C9 didn't hand themselves tools to make
you can see he's almost level
the game
16,
they
so at least they
wanted
have a ton of wave clear.
from
Like,
the beginning,
Lyon is
unless they
going
did
to
something
need a
really
Baron to actually
freaky.
break into the base.
I think the Caitlyn
Their
pick
siege
was
is
really
also
smart.
really good too. So yeah, I don't know. It seems like Cloud9 are like they're just.
And I think what Blabber has to do is he has to do something that would really compromise his own game, but would be good for
the best
the
thing
game.
you can do when that is the case,
And he basically has to
is
like
try and
level.
keep up really good vision control.
He has
on
to
your
like
side of the
level
map.
3.
Because that
He
allows
has to level
you
3 bot.
to jump on any openings that do present themselves. When you don't have the ability to force a lot yourself, you need to create those options out of vision control. And so they're trying to do that. Like, they have decent vision control of their side of the map, and Blabber kind of walking around. But Lyon have not presented an opportunity to Cloud9 just yet. They're kind of trying to like bait and get Lyon to overextend and over-index, but Ryze is walking from base now. So
Also, speaking
Lyon
of
can
Odo,
wait.
guys, Odo is having a kid.
Blabber loses
with
about a
Floor.
third of his HP right there.
How cool is
Berserker
that?
has rapid fire cannon completed on the Caitlyn now as
We're
well.
spawning in another caster in like 20
Another
years.
stare down, Kobe.
Yeah, and the siege is just going to go to their advantage. Here we go.
All right, Lyon decides they want to go in, and they immediately
Blabber's
jump
impressor.
after Blabber. Defensive Xin Zhao ulti, keeping him alive for now.
Okay, here we go.
Wild Growth also reinforcing the Zin's health
Oh,
bar.
God.
It's a 1-for-1 trade here with the
Oh,
Lyon support, and the rest of the team is ready to
Oh.
right behind. It's a 5-for-1 ace for Lyon.
Oh my god.
All right,
Oh, Isles
5
just
out of 5, 10 out of
dug
10.
in on them.
This game,
Whatever.
Oh.
Not out a number. He got the whole
Oh,
thing, man.
just
2 out of
just
2
blow it up.
goals.
Yeah,
have
that
been,
was
have been
just
really good.
blow it up.
Sure.
They have been really good. And honestly, Lyon overall, they're continued their controlled gameplay.
Yeah, I think we have good items.
Looks good for us.
Look good.
That was nasty.
I like that looks good.
Yeah. No, that definitely
That
looked
looked
good.
real good.
That looked real good to me.
Oh my god, Raidover just sitting back in his seat.
A-Dog, thank you for the tier 1. Thank you, bro.
And,
Very generous.
Yeah, they really had him in a good spot. But I like that we
Guys,
got
I think Isles is fighting for his fucking life.
The little kind of comms listener from the Cloud9 side.
Isles is fighting for his life right
you
now.
had just touched on where they're like, oh, you know, at least we are now on our 2-item power spike, so we now have some items for ourselves. Maybe this is the best possible time that we can try and like catch back up.
Unfortunately,
Oh,
Isles said no.
Hype Train, yo, love.
Just immediately
Someone else
denied
subbed
that
without
premise. Now
doing
Lyon
the
does
alert.
have the
Appreciate
Baron,
that.
And this is what I was mentioning earlier. Is yeah, you've got the Anivia wave clear, but this is kind of the way that you break through that. So I feel like Lyon really is going to want to use this pressure. They're going to want to go pedal to the metal here, and you can see the pressure already mounting in both mid and bottom lanes. Remember, these tier 2 turrets died a long time ago, Kobe, so it's very easy for Lyon to just make a beeline straight for the base, and sure enough, tier 3 turret is already broken down here in the bottom lane, and the inhibitor is about to go with it. Realm Warp back over in the mid to bring the minions with them. Now Blabber is rooted up, could be in some danger. Doper wants to hit with the Horn, and there it is. Berserker takes the kill on Blabber, as now Thanatos arrives, only to immediately find himself caught in the cupcake trap. Now he's got to try to run away. Ace in the hole is going to take him low. He'll be forced back into the fountain. Sync continuing to just play as aggressively as possible as C9 scrambles to try to clear waves. The problem is now you don't have Blabber. That's your only frontliner dead for the next 30 seconds, and the second inhibitor falls immediately.
Yep, Lyon, they're not even stopping there. Berserker can keep up the siege.
All right, Lyon looking to maybe take it all the way to the Nexus. APA is
You're,
about to die. Berserker with no, a beautiful stun from APA, keeping himself alive
it's just
for
reps.
now. Zven goes in and he at least secures the kill on the Lyon AD carry. The shutdown for the Yunara is big. It's going to at least keep C9 alive a little bit longer.
All right, they just bought themselves some extra time in the game. How much more can they buy? Sven wants the chase down.
Now Isles is seeing if maybe there's a punish to find here, and Sven, he steps too far forward, and Lyon pounce. They take out the Unara, and C9 now, they don't have enough damage left. They're gonna have to stop chasing.
Yeah, that was just born of desperation from Cloud9. They know the game is just been slipping away from them for a long time now, and so they really wanted to make this comeback moment a bigger comeback than it was. They didn't want to just stall.
I don't blame them.
They didn't want to just stall out to then lose again later, so they were hoping they could actually get some more meaningful gold. Unfortunately for them, they could not. Too close to the wall there. Nice little turn from Dokla, and that is going to put a stop to that.
Well, guys,
retain their ginormous gold.
There's not really much to say, is there?
And we're only 2 minutes and
they've been run for a majority of the
seconds
game
away from the Dragon Soul Flowers, so Lyon could be very patient. This is a very patient team usually, and so they can continue to just control the game as they have, for the last like 20 minutes or so. Yeah. And they could just wait for the Dragon Soul / Baron if they want to. Again, the Dragon Soul is going to be like 10 seconds ahead of the Baron, so you can go there first. And then the 10-second delay plus the fact that you have Rise means that they can't do like a desperate Baron rush. If they do, you run warp over there after deleting the Dragon instantly, and you kill them at the Baron pit too. So it's actually quite good for Lyon here. They can just calmly split push again, set up the map fully in their control.
Honestly, bro, when you're Caitlyn and you're this far ahead, you can build whatever you want.
See how well the siege goes and maybe just end the game before those things come up.
Yeah, they can kind of do whatever they want, and I got to keep going back to the compositions here. Like C9, we said from the very beginning, they've got to be in a position of power. They've got to play from ahead because they just don't have any engage mechanisms. As soon as you lose that 3-for-0 fight in the bot side river,
see, this is a Vitality house, so we have to be game 1 undies.
And here's the thing, you can say
this is exactly the stream where we are game 1.
If you don't have any engage, like that's just very straightforward. But you can also turn the tables if you have range advantage, but they don't have range advantage. So if you don't have both of those things, then it makes it really hard to play. If you have range advantage, then you can poke and you can like make the enemy team have to engage on you.
The pressure's on them.
But if you don't have range advantage because Berserker's got a Caitlyn with 10 billion range here with Hex Optics and rapid fire, then like you don't have range either because Ornn ultimate is also very long range and Caitlyn pressure. And so Cloud9 are in this really tough spot where they don't have the ability, strong ability to engage themselves, but then they also don't have range advantage. And so, yeah, it does make it super difficult. And then also the not winning early part. So.
Yeah, that part's also.
Yo, hold on.
Turret on the C9 side. 8-2 in turret count, I feel like, is a very accurate descriptor of how control over the Rift has gone in this first game.
Yeah. I want to see Berserker damage to towers after
probably really high.
I mean, yeah, his damage to champions and towers probably both very high. Caitlyn is siege machine. So it looks like they opted to, do the setup here for the dragon we were talking about, Flowers. So this is going to be it. Is there a miracle in store for C9? Because if so,
now's the time.
You need it now.
Now is the time. Vulcan going to lose about half his HP here. It immediately flashes in the second half of the Call of the Forge God. So Lyon are going to commit some resources there. Force out the flash from the C9 support. Dokla just takes no damage from anything at all with the powered shield from the teleport, as C9 are still scrambling to try and defend here at this Dragon Soul. Blabber, however, chunked down to half HP, and remember, that's their only frontliner. Isles goes in,
okay, APA's alive.
Flashes away to escape the follow-up from Dokla.
How is that allowed?
Frontlining as Thanatos walks up right behind him here with a Flame Spitter. Dokla forced to flash, stays alive in the meantime.
Blabber's got nothing to heal off of, okay. I mean, they get
HP and no ulti though. That Xin Zhao cannot re-enter the fight. The Dragon's going Lion's way.
That was good damage from Saint over that wall. Saint on the bottom side of the thick wall here was able to blast him for the last little bit, force the ultimate, and there's the Dragon into Realm Warp Baron combo that we were talking about.
You call it, my friend. It's just so tough to deal with this when the enemy team is this far ahead, when they've got the Rise. Now you've got the Chemtech Soul. Now you've got Baron #2 for Lyon.
It's just so painful to watch.
I feel like this has got to be your game-ending push coming up.
Nah, but guys, I turned on the stream for a humiliation ritual, didn't I?
You're not going to take
So
that bet?
I
Okay.
agree. I
Okay.
agree.
Okay. If you were going to take that
I
bet,
turned
was
on the
gonna be
stream.
like-
I turned on
I
the
was gonna
stream
be
for a
interested
humiliation
to see how you
ritual,
would
didn't
spin
I?
that one, because this is just the game state just feels so impossible for C9 to find an angle without Lyon having a major blunder.
It is so cool to see the rapid growth of Lyon. Just think about how early we still are in this year, Flowers.
And by the way, Arsenal
the
conceded.
lock-in tournament was very short. That wasn't even like a normal.
And Arsenal
long
conceded,
split
so we're out of
for
FA Cup
LCS
as well.
Or anything.
Like
That
a
was
little baby split.
exactly,
just
a very short
for-
little tournament that we just had.
For
And from the beginning, well, Blabber is toast.
This
yeah,
disgusting
I don't
fucking
really see a
timeline.
world where you can get away from this one. Yeah, Zinjality's nice, but having 5-item Caitlyn is a little bit nicer.
Yeah, I mean, this is the upside of this Lion roster that people were debating. Oh, are these really strong players going to be able to work together very quickly? How long is it going to take for the
What do you think
chemistry
C9
of
need
this
to
Lion
improve?
team to really come together?
Is it like a play-specific thing, or
and
is it
so
gameplay?
I think the quick ascent of this team from the
I think
beginning
C9
of
are at a
Lock-in
point
tournament to the end
where
of Lock-in tournament, then showing up at,
I feel Fnatic
at
off.
first stand and
Where they've had
honestly,
multiple different
taking Brazil,
iterations of
but then
teams.
also
But there's
some very
been
good, like,
one
early
consistent
games, at the very least
throughout
versus JDG.
every
Obviously,
iteration.
they fell apart, and
whether you
they
like
lost
him or
some
not,
very winnable
whether you
positions
think he's
internationally,
gonna
but
go to a different
still
team and
very early.
perform,
And now they're gonna go for the end on
it's
this game.
time
Yep,
to go.
APA forced into his stasis yet again as Inspired engages, and they full send after
Okay,
Sven.
Sven is
Guardian
dead.
Angel is going to proc
Good
here
night,
on Inspired as Isles finally falls. APA stays alive and gets the shutdown.
Somehow
on
it's a
that enemy
1-for-1.
support. But considering Inspired didn't actually die for real because the Guardian Angel purchase was completed, Lion is still going to keep pushing forward. APA losing the passive, losing his life.
APA
And C9 are just about losing this game. First Nexus turret's gone. Second one falls before I can finish my sentence. C9 are forced all the way back into the fountain. Lion are going full in for the full
Yeah, like
dive, but it won't
C9
even matter.
C9 need to get
16-6.
that Cryer
Game one
breader
goes to Lion.
and just see if they can
Lion
develop
look
it.
like they want to stay at the top of the
They need to lock in
Flowers.
fast.
That was a nice performance. in
Oh,
game
they need to
number
lock in
one.
fast. They need to lock in fast.
What are we thinking?
Lion has not missed a beat since the last time they were in the studio. Everything outside of the studio, questionable.
Ay, 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 ay. Guys. Milky Way C9. Oh, just go. Just go. Just add. Just anything. Just anything. Legit.
Down here at the computer. So getting into this clip really quickly, if we can throw it up on the big screen right now, we have the Scuttle Crab fight. And the setup for this is Cloud9 is trying to cheat their prio in here. So they bring both APA and Blabber over. And you would think at this
Eventually,
point,
we'll make next fraud alert. I think C9 are gonna make next fraud alert at this pace, bro.
I would say at this moment, it's very favored for Lion because Sven is trapped under turret. Also, his items suck compared to the Caitlyn items. And then Blabber just used his cooldowns.
Maddie time got cancelled for this.
APA has already used
Maddie is literally behind the screen
which he's going to be
watching a stream.
right away. So if we watch the very beginning of this fight, Lion makes quick.
She ain't doing shit.
Inspired's already dodged the majority of APA's kit. If you look at the
But Maddie time indeed did get cancelled for this humiliation ritual. It's a bit problematic.
And Blabber also used cooldowns to hit the Scuttle Crab. So Lion has a bunch of free time to just hit Blabber. Even though APA puts up a nice wall here on the bottom.
Perfect analogy to C9 is Fnatic. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we're talking about you. We're saying how I cancelled spending time with you for a humiliation ritual on Summoner's Rift. There you go. Yep.
I'd say APA and Blabber panic a little bit trying to finish off.
She's not even watching a stream, she's gaming.
Don't have the damage. So we still have the Anivia cooldowns selected on the bottom left. Once Inspired gets the kill, he triumph heals. Notice how APA fired his E without Q or R to give him double damage. Then Inspired dodges the Q or APA fires it low. Ults in the wrong spot.
I'm actually gonna run off to the toilet real quick.
Basically, APA landed nothing in two full
Let you talk to stream? No. No, I don't think I will. No, I don't think I will. I trust you with a lot of things. I trust you with a lot of things already.
Right here on your screen.
Can you show chat your characters?
He just lands.
Do any of you guys play Genshin Impact?
On C9, who was grouped up here, and whatever doubt was left in the game, it was over right there. Quad alt into quad root into everyone.
You
on C9 being destroyed.
fuck no.
That's crazy. One more game to take out the game. That was disgusting. That was disgusting.
It's also really nice to see Isles specifically have
Okay, I'll be,
I thought he did play a little
I actually no shit. I can't even leave until they go into a break because I need to mute the stream. I need to mute the. Actually, I'll just mute it now and I'll just play music. If you're on YouTube, you're not gonna hear anything. I'll be right back. Damn Squid, you don't know about my well, I say pause music. That's just the shit I be listening to when I like play League. To be honest. Also, like, this is one of the greatest Sonic anthems of all time, so it must be listened to, I fear. Yeah, man. I am. I've been playing Sonic since I was a kid. Sonic, besides like maybe Halo, it's like the only other franchise I've like long standing played. Played for as long. REC gameplay soon. Yeah, when Maddie goes back, we will run through the old REs. We'll play RE2 and 3. Maybe we played the original, but like at that point I might as well play the remaster again and like actually finish it that time. Sorry about the result, mate. Ah, Brad. I don't care. It just is what it is. Oh my god. Now, if we're talking bangers. And City are low-key locking in. Just please, bro. Just put me out of my misery. If we don't win a single bit of silverware this split, just blow my shit smooth off, bro. Just blow my shit smooth off. And when you bury me, don't even leave a headstone. Just bury me unmarked.
Split 1 finals between Lyon and C9, and game. After that point, they're down over 2,000 gold for the rest of the game, and they could never actually make a decision that would bring them back into the game because they didn't have the tools. They were dependent on Lyon messing up, and Lyon just didn't goof.
Yeah, I think the only small goof was the solo kill. APA can hold on to that one.
Just a little happy gaming from Saint there.
That was a close one. It was close.
Yeah, he got a 50.
Man.
Right,
just get us into draft.
For number 2 here.
Yeah, and everything I said about dying and
the
in-game,
first
obviously.
pick did not pay off at all. The Yunara first pick
You're at Q.
got immediately just blasted in lane.
You're at Q1 low
never got
recost.
to be relevant in the
Cheers.
game at all. The Nico and Caitlyn answer from Lyon was very, very good and executed well.
Oh wow. Okay,
really
it's evolving into Nami first
game.
pick.
So we're gonna have bot lane priority again with
So
Nami starting out.
Ezreal,
Nami right now has
Nami,
did get a small nerf on the patch, but still has tremendous value because
that'll be coming in from C9.
Versatility.
It's very
of going
predictable
with,
C9 drafting, right?
Ezreal, Corki, or Lucian type action. Sven has
This
definitely
is
been more of the preference towards like the Corki.
Why is this fight in another room? Is he sick? Exactly. He's got an ear infection, so he can't wear both cuffs of the headphones. So they put him in a soundproof room.
And funny enough, I do believe that these 6 bans are exact copies of what they were in game number 1. Karma, Seraphine, Orianna banned out by Lyon, Pantheon, Azir, and
But what if you go Corki
banned out
Nautilus?
by C9.
Is Corki Nautilus just away as Lyon?
For Vulcan on the C9 side,
And then Sven goes Ezreal, and then you're just fine with that?
Inspired. It's another one of those top-tier AD junglers that's just been the meta game for so long.
They want Nautilus anyway. I guess they're fine with whatever side of the AD matchup
but
they
it
get.
always is weird for me to pick my Jarvan before I see the enemy carries, because Jarvan, you usually want your Jarvan into somebody that doesn't have dashes.
Something immobile.
What was I just saying? Corki and Ezreal and Lucian, those are pretty...
Yeah, all 3 guys that know how to dash.
Yeah. So that's the only weird thing to me, but because you kind of expect one of those pairings. Otherwise, though, Jarvan is pretty universally
Wonder if
good.
C9 just blind Ari. Is it bad? I guess you could get Anidon on 3.
Cataclysm. But as you say, he is a pretty good fighter. Just
and then maybe ADs are a bit weird after that. I don't know.
You've got very good
Depends on how
again,
like
and that
freaky
was a
Lyon are
recipe
willing to
for
be.
Lyon. They've got plenty of
Protect him, Lyon.
batons.
Well,
letting
even
jungle
though Corki
go a
might
few
be able
picks
to
here.
fly out of the Cataclysm, the spear is one of nature's hardest counters to the fish.
Okay.
So Nami is definitely going to be in some trouble here. Vulcan will be very easy to kill with the engage power that Lyon has, and it looks like alongside that Corki and Nami, we are going to go Renekton for Thanatos in the top lane for C9. Back over on the other side, it's a very nautical-themed bottom lane matchup here in this game. 3 out of 4 champions are some type of related to the ocean. So we've got MF Nautilus going up against the Corki and the Nami. You
So I
talked
think
about
Wukong
the CC
is
with
one.
the Jarvan and the Nautilus having
And I
plenty of
wonder,
engage,
even though like
bullet time flying
Nidalee is a
over the
really
top of
fake
that
champ
is a
into those
nightmare to
champs,
have to
I
deal with.
wonder if they
Lion
still
said,
ban it
okay,
just for the
well,
respect of not
recipe
getting
worked
rolled
pretty
topside.
well in game number 1, and we are going to have a strong.
By the way, I've looked into my
bottom
crystal
lane here with
ball.
lots of
Level
kill
2,
pressure. We've got a ganking jungler.
Sven or Vulcan will have to use their flash. I can't see. There's a little bit too much mist in the ball. But Isles is going to find some silly ass angle for a dredge line that he shouldn't normally find. It's going to have to force a flash level 2. And then one of them will be dead level 4.
Bot lane diff
Just
here
trust
for
me.
Lion already early on in the draft.
Nah, I like
Renekton is a
that.
pretty good
Vayne
line
ban,
pick
I think,
here,
actually.
Especially because it's Thanatos.
Oh
and
my
he
god, they
really
need to ban Vayne
likes,
bad.
and loves Renekton, but
I think that'll be the next ban. Vayne ban from C9 if they're playing the game.
This is the other side for them. So take out the Gnar, the common answer here. And since they already banned Dokla's Varus, you don't have to worry about the Varus top lane
Nocturne.
into your Renekton either, which can
Oh,
also
LeBlanc
be
ban.
painful.
Well,
So
we
they
don't
want
have
Syndra
the
or they want
exact
Ahri?
mirrored role selections in the first half of
So
the draft like we did in
the
game
thing is, if
number
Lion
1.
go
Lion's still
Ahri
prioritizing
to
their
pick it
bottom lane
away,
and their jungle.
then APA will go Scene. APA will go Annie.
Well, they didn't do the gangplank.
I mean, there's loads of range picks here.
The full synergy.
The full LARP
Kennen is probably
denied
best.
us for
I like
now,
Kennen
but
here.
We do have double AD jungler bans for Lion in the second half here. The Wukong.
Jarvan's going to be weak this game. I mean, he doesn't have a carry to lock down with Cataclysm, but like Jarvan is more than the value of his Cataclysm.
And the
The champ is
response
like
for
fine.
Dokla into the Renekton is cannon.
That's a bit of a combo with the Wombo here, Flowers.
Yeah, slicing
Mid pick is
Maelstrom
hard.
bullet time does
Mid pick
hella
is
damage.
really
I
hard.
don't know the exact number, but it is hella.
It is.
You could maybe slam Galio.
Hellas.
No, but you could get AD midded here. Sejuani, okay, that's fine.
And Nautilus here too, so,
No, you can't really go
that
Galio.
combo,
You need a real AP
right
champ.
there is looking pretty
Ziggs.
good. All right,
But
Right,
yeah,
sure.
also looks good.
But,
AP Ziggs.
yeah, this is the trump card, the last pick.
Well,
for
now it
Cloud9.
should be Annie.
But I raise you an APA Ziggs.
Okay.
Fair enough. It's,
Annie or
if
Ahri.
you're really good with your satchel as well, maybe you can like delay the Kennen getting into your team
Annie or Ahri.
and try and zone the Kennen off a little bit.
Which one is it?
They do have Sejuani ult this time
It's
around
Ahri.
as well. So they've got Sejuani ult into Nami.
Yeah, I think
ultimate.
Maokai would have
So
been better,
Cloud9
but I think
do
Maokai
have
might be a
their
bit too slow
own
for this game.
engage in their own ability.
It's not like
to
Sedge is
make,
quick though,
force
so I don't
fights
know,
this
bro.
time as well. Plus
Yeah,
Sejuani
these
and
drafts have
Renekton
just
is
not
one
been
of my
it, have
favorite
they, from
combos of
C9?
all time for top lane and jungle.
Uh,
And so
let's
that's a combo where
do
you can
1 minute of
engage
ads
the
here,
Kennen
and then I
you
shouldn't have
take
to run ads
away
for the
this
rest of the
counter
stream.
pick, the teeth of the counter
You
pick,
guys will be
basically.
free
If you kill
from
and
advertisements.
take away the Kennen flash,
Get ad block
then
though.
it becomes
You should not have to
Renekton
suffer
always having kill
through
pressure,
Amazon's
and
greed.
every minion wave that comes up is really dangerous.
If Sienna get
for the
fried by
Kennen, because
Dokla
if
Kennen,
your
just back it up.
minions are coming up in a line, then it provides a very
I
easy
can see it
slice and
coming.
dice engage
No,
for
this,
the
no
Renekton.
like
So if Sejuani
solid
can
ways
get
to disengage.
a single successful gank off on the Kennen, it can really turn the matchup. But if the Jarvan is...
Honestly,
is
I
doing a
see
lot
the
of
vision
work
with the
here
Nami
and
first
sets up,
pick in the same
both his
thought
top
process
side
of how
and
you would
bottom
first pick
side
Lulu,
for
but I just don't
success,
think the champ has the same
and
level of
those could
value.
be oppressive matchups.
I don't think it has the same level
So
of
I
blanket
think
value
a lot of jungler
to be able to do
intervention
that.
over some of these matchups could have a huge effect.
Okay. Is that, do you want to see it mostly focused around that top side? Or
No, I think it's
Both
fake
are-
news that her
both
items
will
suck.
have
Her
big,
items are
big,
good.
abilities
She has good items to
still have
buy.
big ramifications because the
Heart Steel
Nautilus
is
distortion as
fine.
well.
If you want to go lower
You
econ, you can go
influence how to get them
Protoplasm.
ahead, then
Protoplasm
they're
is
gonna
perfectly
constantly
fine.
put kill pressure on Nami.
Well, I feel like the pressure is on C9 to bounce back here again.
You
The
can go
finals
the
was just
welfare
such
build on
an
Sedge. It's
upset
pretty good.
compared to what everybody was expecting based on the whole split up until that point. Lion was clearly
Like, supportive tanks
the
have never
better
been
team
more,
going into
like,
the
good.
finals. In game number 1, they were clearly the better team here today. Can C9 find a way to regain their footing, stabilize
Yeah, I
a
think
little bit?
Renekton at 3 here
Or
was
is the
insane.
Lion reign of domination
It was
going
really
to continue?
crazy. I can't see the vision
Let's
for
find
it.
out now, Flowers.
Let's
All right.
do it.
They got counter pick in bottom and top lane here for Lion.
At least
so
this game C9
we'll
have
see how well
engaged.
they
That
can
is the
use
main
it.
thing.
Again,
That they actually
Saint
have
here, though,
oh.
he's out of position. He's going to have to use a summoner spell or something,
What?
maybe. maybe. I guess Vulcan can't get too close. Just an extra health trade here, so a lot of potions
One
being
more
chugged early on.
passive one as well. Feels
Saint
good.
immediately pops one for himself and still going to be very down.
Yeah, Jarvan level 1. He's getting hit by red buff a bit.
There was a mid laner
But the
battle,
thing is,
and now
Blabber's
we've
going to
got a
have
jungler battle
level.
as
He's going to have
Blabber is
E scale.
forced out of his own red quadrant by Inspired on the
God, it's a
Jarvan.
horror.
So Saint.
Oh, Blabber, do
is
your
dry.
wolves.
He has 0 potions left after that.
Okay, it's a desert out here in mid lane.
That one's gonna
It's
sting. Took some bombs and took some Nami damage as well. At the same time, though, while Saint was taking damage, Inspired, of course, doing the invade here. This is something we did see in finals, especially later on into the finals for Lyon versus Cloud9 last time around.
Hey.
Is still going to have a really good
Okay, he's spotted on that ward, but he's got 6th sense, so he knows he's spotted on that ward.
Saint has been taken out basically so early on with all the health. He is mid-prio for Blabber, so it's very easy for Blabber to say, okay, fine, you counter jungle me, I'm going to go take your Raptors.
I mean, APA is in the perfect
Inspired's
pocket to not die to
to
this.
try and defend anyway, and he's got a red buff.
Yeah, APA sidesteps away from the knockup of the EQ combo from Inspired, who now has to be a little bit careful. The satchel charge is already armed on the ground. Charm on the Blabber from Saint to provide for the escape route for Inspired. Yes, they're going to spend the flash from APA to make sure
no,
that
this
he
is a
stays
horrible,
alive
horrible.
there, but Inspired
Just
also
trade the
having to use
camps.
his flash on the Jarvan.
I still would question the move from APA as far as using your flash. Usually the Jarvan's goal is to trade flashes with you. And so, they're going to find Blabber, continue to hunt Blabber.
He's going to bounce it off the Gromp. Oh, Blabber down to 150 HP. Isles continuing to go forward. The dredge line misses, but the bullet does not. Berserker with first blood, and this is so tilting if you're Blabber, man.
Yeah, the
Do you guys remember what I said?
Has the push. They invade your jungle.
Isles was going to get a dredge line that he shouldn't get. And that the crystal ball was misty, so I couldn't see who it was. The reason why I couldn't see who it was because it was so obscure that it was
And again, back to the mid lane too. Usually the Jarvan wants to trade his flash for your flash of the mid lane.
Oh,
anyway.
just
so
fucking wrap it up, bro.
Onto him and trading flashes there.
At level 2 as well.
Is still good for Inspired, even though it looked like him being the one to run away. But bottom lane is leaving here. So you heard the ping. I heard yellow ping there. I heard the noise. So they did say, yo, you got to get out of there. Like, we can't control this bottom lane. They pushed us. And Flowers, they just walk them down. They've got vision. They know with the last flash there, they can answer flashes. Berserker knows every day of the week, I'm going to finish this one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, that's free money.
Yep. Unfortunately.
Cloud9.
Lyon bot had prio, guys.
Flowers.
It's rough, man.
It really is. It really is. They had such an electric start to this year. You know, just dominating the lock-in tournament for so long, all the way up until finals. But came crashing down at the hands of Lyon. And Lyon looking like they want to do it again here. They've really had their number. Inspired with the level 1 invade onto Blabber. You know, picking his Jarvan and then Blabber has the Sejuani into it. You know you're going to be able to have a lot of really good early choices. And then double counterpick. To counterpick the top lane, counterpick the bottom lane.
Coming to pull the camp to the brush.
Berserker
Well, he was
and
pulling
Isles
up to his wolves, I think.
Just continues the pain and
Oh, man. It's just Inspired's just bullying the guy at this point. Jumping over the wall.
Yoink.
Stealing away his camps. Now the
he's
Gromp
got
has
another stack of
respawned,
smite.
Look who's here. It's
He's got
Berserker
another
and
stack of
Isles
smite,
again,
bro.
Backing up Inspired on the invade. As Lyon is also rotating Saint over here. So they are full sending towards this. Blabber's only still level 3 on the Sejuani.
Inspired's about to be level 5,
at least
bro.
take over to level 4, but that's not going to happen. Inspired smites the Gromp down, hits level 5 before Blabber hits level 4.
We're going to have to start a GoFundMe for Blabber.
Yep, I'll...
Anybody in crowd got some jungle camps they want to contribute to Blabber?
I'll throw in a chicken camp. Sure, why not?
We're accepting all jungle camp donations for Blabber.
What?
At the moment, he's going to have to go wait for his Krugs.
Aye.
They're still a ways off.
Okay. Meanwhile, the replay you can see in the bottom lane here just kind of showing how some of these summoner spells are getting forced out. And I just got to give so much props to Berserker and Isles so far in this series. Yeah. They dominated lane in game number 1. Berserker
he's level
controlled things start to finish.
Oh my God.
Isles had amazing plays. And now Blabber's still level 3, thinking about maybe making a play up here on the top side. Isles hits the dredge line on Zen back in bottom. And here we go. All right, 2v1. Dokla drops the Slicing Maelstrom, flashes away, so they'll at least get the Summoner spell alongside the ulti from Dokla, as now Isles again looking to put the pressure on Vulcan. Vulcan wants to fight
Oh
back.
my
There's a lot of
god.
damage over the Misfortune.
No, but how good am I at predicting things? Oh, fuck off. Is neither of them going to die?
Maybe he can get one back here, make this an even trade.
Don't piss me off. Oh, he cancelled the wall. He cancelled it.
He cancelled it. Away from Sven. Isles stayed alive for now. Right back into the rush, but no.
Oh my god. Okay, at least that one went C9's way. Oh my god.
Blabber is still really
Oh
starved,
my
but at least the
god.
bottom lane is eating good flowers for
Oh
Cloud9.
my
And
god.
the
No, if I
hopes
got both
are
of those two
4-9
things
in
right,
this
I actually
series
would have been
is a
so vexed.
must-win
Blabber's
game
back
them,
again
so
for round
double
2.
kill for the bottom lane.
He's
is
back
gonna
for round
be
2, man.
Huge for the
Oh
C9
my,
morale down there.
nine.
Dokla has no flash. Remember how one gank can really change this matchup so heavily against the Kennen because you become so vulnerable.
And there they go, Thanatos with the slice forward, flashes for the Ruthless Predator.
Yep.
Blabber trying to follow up here, and there's your stun from Permafrost. Dokla continues trying to
Yo,
find a way out
guys.
of this one. They do need a little bit more damage on the C9 side, but no, Cole the Meek has just enough range.
But Inspired is taking blue buff. The wolves are there, and enemy bot.
Yeah, you lose so much of your pressure when you have no ult, no flash for the Kennen. Nice punish here from Blabber. He wraps around. He may be underfed on the Sejuani, but you still have your synergy with Renekton. You can get in there for the stun combo.
Guys,
Thanatos
enemy
knows
jungler
he
has
can close the
twice
distance,
the
no problem. I have
CS
flash
on the
advantage, and they get
scoreboard,
it.
bro.
Inspired's back to
Twice.
invading
He has
bottom side, though.
10 more jungle
And,
stacks
there's
than
not-
enemy jungle.
still not a
10!
lot that the C9 duo can do
10!
about it. They have a big minion wave
Blabber
they
has
need to
24
get
stacks.
to.
Inspired has
Inspired has
15.
a personal vendetta against this Gromp. Every time this thing spawns, he is in the jungle stealing it away immediately. 59 to 33 in farm in the jungle is quite the gap, Kobe.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say he has a personal vendetta against Blabber because he's been pushing him around the map.
Blabber
but-
and the Gromp. Inspired doesn't like anybody in the jungle. Now he's taking the dragon as well.
Okay, here's the cope,
So
guys.
we won't get Chemsol in
Blabber has
back-to-back
the
games here
best
since this first
scaling
streak is
keystone
impact
in
one.
the entire
We'll be
game.
able to secure this just about
Here's the cope.
time when the Void
Here's the
Grubs
cope.
spawn. As Blabber
He
is
has the
hanging around
best
the area, does finally
scaling
have the level
keystone
6
in
on
the
the
game.
Sejuani, but no opportunity to go in and try
There
to
is
make
going to be a
anything happen
play
here, so Dragon
where
secured
he's
at no
able to
cost
select
Lyon.
a summoner spell, and it is going to change the
we'll see
game.
about the,
It is going to
bounce
change
back
the
on
game.
The other side too, so gold
Okay.
pretty close here, and just going to be the extra jacket advantage plus the full level in jungle. But Ziggs bomb, another Ziggs bomb. This one does touch. It's not going to be able to, fully kill or anything because they have no stun setup. But the Ziggs bomb last time on bottom lane, where it was Nami bubble,
huge.
Nami bubble into direct center hit of the Ziggs bomb, was quite big.
Ooh, Dokla now under
Ooh.
some pressure. Thanatos
Yeah, he's
going
dead.
for the all-in
Okay,
here.
okay,
Dominus
nice.
makes it
Nice,
easy.
nice.
Thanatos with the solo kill.
Yeah, no, it feels so
Okay.
good for the Renekton after.
Okay, we have some. We have something to do.
Here because then
We have something
the
to do.
Renekton finally
We're
gets
losing
payback
grubs though.
against this annoying little rat that's been harassing him.
We're getting
all
one back.
lane long, and he's catching back up in CS off of these extra kills they've been getting.
Oh.
Gives him a lot more time to finish up the CS up
Even
there
in
too.
small things like that.
Inspired
Like
he
Blabber
gonna
is
go back
getting
in for
really
this.
unlucky with
Looks like,
some of these small
one on
jungle
return.
timings.
Dokla doesn't have teleport, but doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
like
he's got mid
the
lane
grub was
priority.
out of the pit,
even though
and
Inspired
before
does
its
not have a
patience
smite, there's
reset,
no way
it
for
started
Blabber
the
to
animation
really
which
hang around
locks
here.
it in
You can see
place
APA
instead of
wanted
it
to go
turning
ahead
around
make
and
his
just running
way
to the
to
pit
teleport
sooner.
back
So it
towards
runs
mid
back
lane
to
now,
the
but
pit
that
with
is
higher
first strike,
HP,
as well as
which
all
means
three
Blabber
grubs
isn't
going
actually
away
allowed
of
to kill
Lyon,
it.
So nice early objective control for them down here in the
Like,
bottom lane. It is still a slight lead for
Aye.
Berserker on the
Aye.
NF, but
Aye,
really
aye,
that
aye.
Mega Inferno Bomb that you mentioned earlier.
Is there ever an
turning the
angle
tides
for
in
Thanos
C9's favor, prevented this from
Lion?
being just a
Yo,
massive
please,
one-sided
chill,
affair
chill,
yet
chill.
Again, Isles sidestepping away from the bubble. Nicely done there, but he is still chunked below half HP.
Chill, bro,
Yeah, I
chill,
was
chill.
wondering if they were going to use Nami ult because
But Berserker has residency, so yes.
Vulcan got level 6, so no full commitment though because Isles still had a route to get out of there. He still has his flash. Vulcan holding his Nami ult, and Blabber has Sedge ult ready too. So C9, they're coming in, but Isles has the inkling as well. Okay, they might set up the dive. He defensively wards here. Blabber is spending a lot of time though. Maybe he thought there was going to be some sort of Jarvan aggression, but they're going to move in and try and. Ooh, that I mean, now they see him too. So
All right, well, the wave's just going to crash into the turret. Berserker will clear that all out of the way. Blabber takes his reset, heads on home. Sundered Sky, you can see, completed there for Inspired. Blabber, of course, still handling the components on his side. So Power Spike for Inspired. If he runs into Blabber in the jungle, he's going to be more confident than ever. And he's been playing this whole game very confidently so far.
Yep, definitely has. Thanatos, the biggest lead for Cloud9 up there. The Renekton. Getting the kills for Renekton is big, and being able to get CS and tower plates back in his favor as well means Renekton might be an issue. And Thanatos can get really, really strong here, and he's gone for a rush into Mercury Treads because he's playing into double AP solo laners.
Oh, we're so
he will be an actual strong team fighter because number one, he'll have the Sejuani synergy.
Yeah.
Ooh. But we're just happy for Blabber getting camps, I think.
Yeah.
He's gonna get some Krugs!
A little bit of economic relief here for the Sejuani as he does pick up all of the baby Kruggies. As Dokla continues trying to keep the pressure on Thanatos up here in the top lane with the cannon, has his alternator, has his Vamp Scepter.
Guys, this is a very
bottom lane. Isles goes in with the dredge line here yet again. But
Sejuani gank TP. It's unleashed. Q into R. We're turning around.
But now Lyon is also
guys,
sitting in the reinforcement.
my ADC is dead.
He decides to just charge forward with Inspired right behind him, and now the bullet time makes mincemeat out of Vulcan. The Cataclysm turns him into fish soup, and Lyon pick up 2 for nothing.
Oof, yeah, you don't want to fight over that bottom lane. Lyon with the extra advantage on Saint's teleport. I mean, wait, Inspired, they both have Smite. I wanted to see this.
Oh!
Yeah, hold on, wait,
Oh, Dokka's dead again. Okay, hold.
Again, in the solo kill matchup, in that 1v1, Thanatos secures the kill. Meanwhile,
also, low-key, Dokka's building to like survive / borderline even win the side lane. He's losing it. So now I think he's double useless. I mean, Kennanar is still always a threat.
Previous to us seeing the culmination of the Smite fight on that Gromp, they both had 900 Smites.
Yeah.
And now Inspired has his upgraded one, and it's going to be a long time before Blabber gets one.
Yeah, Blabber still has 11 pet snackies on his jungle item. That's not... Yeah, his tempo has been completely ruined this game as Berserker and Isles are back down into position here in bottom lane. Bloodthirster completed for Berserker. The sustain on this thing is just so nice. It's so easy to keep your health topped off. Just take the little trades where you can get them going up against that Corki, who's normally going to be able to poke you down pretty effectively with the rockets, but C9 are deciding to take this chance and go for the second dragon of the game. Remember, the first one did go over to Lyon and Inspired earlier on. Heal used by Isles for the extra movement speed boost to not get caught in the Aqua Prison there. And it looks like C9 should be able to secure this. You can see Saint is around the area, but since Inspired is not, Lyon is not going to overcommit to trying to stop this. Instead, Saint's just going to get the wave pushing in mid. Inspired trying to steal away the red buff, but now finds Thanatos guarding it, trying to make sure that Blabber doesn't fall further behind.
Yeah, this is the best thing about having a fed top laner. They can come defend your camps for you.
Yeah, bodyguard.
Thanatos is Blabber's champion at the moment.
Ooh, now Blabber.
Oh, okay.
Nice glacial prison there on a Saint who has to flash away to survive. Inspired also getting out just barely in time. Sven down to 1/3 HP. Does escape thanks to the Valkyrie.
Inspired's going back. Look at this.
Yeah, dude, he's ready.
Look at the mini-map. Oh, wait.
Inspired is just Blabber's nightmare right now when he steals the red buff. He uses the flag combo to get away over the wall at the same time, and now he's going back in again. Blabber wants to at least take some Krugs. Meanwhile, down in the bottom lane, Sven's down to 200 HP. Goes for the dunk. The Protoplasm Harness, keeping him healthy enough for now, but he wants to use the Spirit Rush to go in, but he cannot find the charm. The minions are there just at the right time to make sure there's not a clear line of sight. But Lyon have recognized Blabber as the point they want to target in this second game, and his life is not fun.
Right. The real fight that you got to keep track of is Inspired versus Thanatos, not Inspired versus Blabber. And Inspired is kind of treating Thanatos like another jungle camp that he had to leash, like a very scary one.
Powerful camp.
He's like, okay, I got to back off, and then Renekton goes back to lane. Okay, now I can re-invade, and then Renekton comes back, and then right back in and continue punishing Blabber. But okay.
All right, Isles taking a pretty serious chunk of damage here. Saint shows up right behind him. Charm flies over the wall. Doesn't connect, but it creates enough space for Isles to safely get away. Still with more than half the health bar intact. Honestly, the game overall is very close. Not even 1,000 gold separates the teams. It was C9 in an overall lead there for a while. Now it is swung back towards Lyon.
Yeah, and I actually like Cloud9's side because if you have to have someone who is underfed and someone who's going to be weak, you want it to be your Sejuani utility, right? And not your Kennen that needs a lot of extra, money for damage. If it's going to be a weak Gunblade Kennen, it might be hard for Dokla to stay alive, even if he
Hello,
does
Mr.
find
Streamer.
a flank
Is
to go
Game 1
in.
worth watching? If you're a Lyon fan,
it's
yeah.
a very long time before you can get Zhonya's, and maybe you don't even get a Zhonya's. Like you aren't going to have a lot of survivability, and they might be able to like zone you out of fights. And Thanatos with early merch treads can just keep like trying to run you down. Meanwhile, Sejuani, you're still going to provide a lot of CC.
Okay,
ideally,
APA.
Obviously, it'd be better if you were more tanky.
Or if you're a Dom hater, yep, that's true.
We'll see here as far as which member
It's
being
fantastic if you're a
underfed
Dom
and
hater as
still
well.
being able to perform in the team fights matters a lot.
And I also have to keep my eyes on APA Ziggs. Anytime he's allowed to actually play his signature champion in one of these games, we know the amount of pressure that he can secure with it. Meanwhile, C9 going for the full all-in on
little donation.
He survives with a shield for now. The Dredge
Wow, he
line
actually
does
lived.
not manage to provide an escape route, but he can still walk it off. Meanwhile, up here in the top lane, the Rift Herald is going to be summoned up by Lyon as they go in for the 3v1 against Thanatos, who might just be able to make it a 1-for-1, but no, the Cataclysm dunks him down. First turret also destroyed by Lyon up here in the top lane before C9 is able to get something back on bottom side. The Rift Herald's
Sorry,
value
even Dom haters don't hate for this. I mean,
they
like,
might even get the second
I haven't
charge.
liked the
Bullet
drafts
Time's gonna wipe out most
today,
of the wave, and Berserker is
but I
about
can't
to
look
get
at this
paid.
and say this is like inherently a
Lion
coach issue.
Basically, they won, quote-unquote, won the fights on both sides because even bottom side, even though
Like
they,
game 1, I think
like,
you
didn't
can.
kill anyone,
Game 1, I think you can.
being able
This
to
game, I
have
think a little
both
bit
members
less.
Survive,
Though I don't like where they
delay the
landed
take on
still,
the
but I,
tower as
like
well, and
this
then,
is not
fully escaped
got a lot
there
to do with
was basically a W
with
for
coaching.
the weak side, line play on bottom side, and
Like
then
I'll be blunt
obviously were
and say when I
successful
feel
on the
like
top side, and Dokla survived
a team
without,
looks
getting
poorly
a counter
coached.
kill, so that was good for Lion, honestly, on both
Like
sides.
I've got a lot of love. I've got a
even
lot of
though
love
Cloud9 are
for
able to at
Dom,
least
but
get
like I'm not
the
gonna.
side tower eventually.
I'm not gonna sugarcoat it
They're
just
unable
because.
to take down either Isles or Saint in their efforts.
This Gromp, man. Every single Gromp
Blabber's gonna
spawn.
get him this time.
Has there been a Gromp spawn that Inspired wasn't here contesting this Gromp? He's just in the jungle of Blabber the entire
He's in draft
game
hard coach
long.
job.
It
Well,
is
yeah,
about
of course,
2,000
but it
gold league now
also
for
like
Lions.
varies
About
team to
18
team.
minutes into the game. As you can see, the TP escape there from APA. Knew that he
It also
could have been in a
varies team to
pretty
team. Like
precarious
just,
situation.
I'm not
So
gonna.
goes ahead and
Sorry,
takes the
I'm
fast
gonna
track
sound
out
like kind of
back
almost
home.
angry
Does
at you.
have
I'm
the
not angry at you. I'm
Blackfire
angry at the
completed
topic /
here on the
conversation.
Ziggs. This champion will do
I am
so
not gonna
much
have
damage
the
once he's
like
got
discourse
2,
of what
3
coach
items
does
online,
because
and we
it
know
varies
that
team to
APA
team, and a
is
lot of
so
people have
very
this like
scary on
one
it.
single
I
track mind or like
particularly
maybe 2
like
track
the
mind
mega
at most
Inferno Bomb usage that
of
we've
what a
seen so
coach
far.
is
Wanna
or
see
what it's
more
supposed
of
to do
that.
or how it's
Berserker
supposed to
trying
interact
defend
with
the
the
tier
team.
1 turret here in the
A
mid
lot of people
lane,
just
but
don't
there's
really
just not enough AP
understand
left on the thing.
like
So
competitive
C9 is gonna knock that one
infrastructure.
down. They're actually
And in
ahead
League of
of
Legends,
turret.
it's very, very different compared to other games
Mid
too,
one down,
seemingly.
opening it up here.
Or like other
nice
sports as well.
timing with the dragon spawn, so they should be able to get it. Dokla has no teleport, so pretty sure the call for Lion is just try and get some money, Dokla, up there, please.
Yep.
Get some more money on that Kennen so that you are a real threat of a flank.
But yes, it is a part of their job.
They really do need some threat
But
behind that flank.
different
and
teams have different
if
setups.
the
Some
Kennen
teams
has
have
flash, then
entire
it
strategic
should
coaches
be putting
dedicated
Cloud9
to specifically
on,
draft.
okay,
Like that's their
somebody please,
whole
everyone
job.
has to, be aware of Dokla's presence. Has to mark
Some
the Kennen.
teams.
We got to try and keep him out.
Oh, Vulcan. Oh, thank God.
And
Some teams.
he's working on it.
It kind of works like a dictatorship where the head coach
Also,
basically has
I feel like a lot of times
like
when
all of
Kennen
the
is
say.
in the meta, one thing that you'll see
Other
supports
teams, it's a
often
little bit
do
more
is
player
either
and,
take exhaust or at least take Summoner Spellbook to swap
or
over to
traditionally
it,
with a lot of
but
teams,
there's no
it's
exhaust
a
and
lot
there's
more
no
player
Summoner
input.
Spellbook on Vulcan, so if Dokla does get a big flank with an explosive Maelstrom, that's GG on a team fight.
And honestly, like as far as like the catch up, he's been like I think he actually has caught up. So
Dom is like Mussolini.
he's
I did
actually
not
in a
call.
decent
I
spot,
did
and
not
his
call. I will
second item
dominate
will be,
Mussolini.
At a very
No.
good timing because Proto Belt is pretty cheap. Wait.
Ooh, okay. Thanatos keeping the pressure on, forcing the Spirit Rush there out of Saint.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Hold on.
Oh.
Now
God.
Lion trying to defend himself. Inspired takes a ton of damage, but he jumps in here with a Cataclysm looking to lock up C9. Meanwhile, Dokla with a slicing
Well,
Maelstrom doesn't
Berserker's
have enough
dead.
damage to kill off APA here just
Low-key,
yet, but
good
does
fight.
finally secure it. It's
High-key
at the
good
cost
fight.
of Berserker, though. 1 for 1 so far, and what's a pretty
Okay, hold.
explosive fight.
Huge fight for Cloud9 there. They
He has a very
it, and they
dictator
get
name.
both
You're right.
Summoner spells out of
Low-key,
Berserker,
Christian
the flash
Rivera.
out of the Kennen as well, so they take
Yeah,
away
that sounds like
threat.
one of them brothers
Sven getting
from the
paid afterwards
70s.
as well. More turret power play money after
That
the
sounds
fight.
like one of them brothers from the 70s.
This is both much, much better for Cloud9
Yeah,
now. I
I
mean,
hear
the
that.
presence of Thanatos this Renekton being fed and getting the early Merc Treads means he could force the Ahri ultimate out before really early, before this even breaks out. You know, he forces the Ahri ultimate out, and then he teleports into the fight. And look how they split the fight there. They delay the Inspired engage so long, by the time Dokla flashes in, there isn't a lot of follow-up. So he kills APA,
just the way
but
this
Sven kills
fight
him,
is split.
and Thanatos had already
Stay a little
dove
bit
and killed
too
off
commit to the
Berserker.
front of the play.
He's like, yeah, he can't do much when the Renekton teleports into his face like that, but Ziggs ult also had set it up, and so they got both summoner spells off the Misfortune. No flash on the Kennen now either.
Well, it's still a very slight, only a couple hundred gold lead overall for Lyon, but the only player that's actually ahead of his counterpart is Inspired. He's just that far ahead of Blabber, so we'll see what he's able to accomplish here. Does have the Black Cleaver alongside the Sundered Skies. So the Jarvan is very strong when he goes in.
Yeah, and Cloud9, they did a good job like kind of delaying his engage last time around, and then the follow-up wasn't like perfectly synced for Lyon either, so honestly feeling pretty good about Cloud9's chances of pushing this to a game 3 as well.
Yeah.
So we get a little bit more stage time here. You know, APA on Ziggs, moving in, trying to get some jungle territory. He's had pretty good dodges on Saint Charms for a lot of this game, and continues to do so here. They don't know, now they know that there's the ward in there. But again, Thanatos does so much. This Renekton with Merc Treads on side lanes, very good into either solo laner. So Thanatos can constantly get side lane pressure, regardless of who is sent into him. On top of the Merc Treads, he even has
I'm tweeting this at Orcs.
Derek's as well. So he really gets a lot of uptime in these fights, and he still has his flash. He didn't have to use it in the previous team fight. That's why it's so big. They got Berserker's flash. So Thanatos definitely will be a huge presence, especially with the added threat of Sejuani passive stun stacking with him too. And Cloud9 kind of utilized that. They have him push bottom and then rotate over to mid lane so they get this mid lane tower.
And when you've got the Ziggs, taking towers is so incredibly easy. The Satchel just gives you so much free damage to detonate them. So now we've got the gold lead completely erased. C9 with a very marginal lead overall for themselves. We've got 1 minute on the clock until the next Drake spawns. It's not going to be sold for either side, but it would bring C9 to soul point if they can secure that for themselves. You've still always got to be mindful in these neutral objective fights when you're up against Misfortune. Make sure you don't give her the clean angle on the ulti, finding a perfect bullet time straight down a ramp or something like that. But so far,
C9 might
I feel
unironically
like
win
C9's
through
been doing a good
scaling.
job.
It's plausible.
This game looking a lot better, and now Sven also has his Lord Doms completed too. So
we're building nice.
He can cut down
except
Spire
for the
and Isles as
except
well.
for the rocket
they
belt.
go in. See about the group though. Recall for APA as well. He's gonna grab another needlessly large lot, a little bit of extra AP to back up if they can get a combo
Thanos is
here.
gonna need a GA.
Blabber ultimate can look for Berserker.
And maybe a
they
Death
know
Stance.
Misfortune no fast, no
And
flash.
maybe one more HP
Her move
item.
speed's very high with Strut, so it's still pretty hard to hit her, but they can look for it if you fish with a Sejuani ult and maybe a flank from the bottom side. Renekton.
Here we go with the Glacial Prison.
Still damage. It's still damage. Oh yeah. Sven's dead. Sven's alive. Sven's alive. Okay.
Anything.
Oh.
C9 are looking so much better in game 2.
Yeah, they fish for it and they find it.
Guys,
Sejuani
game
ult
3.
pushes
It's on the
Berserker up to
horizon.
the top side, and Ziggs, really good APA ult. Easy for him to land it. Gets the big damage. Fully taking down Lyon. They're going to get their Baron
we're so
powers,
bad.
and I would wager that
Oh,
they
we're
can
so
even
bad.
go over with their Baron empowered recalls to grab the Dragon 2. Inspired still dead for another 20 seconds. So we're setting up for the Cloud9 clapback.
This is looking good, man. The engage, the powerful burst. Even though the Sejuani ulti doesn't find the target, there's just so much damage.
And again, yeah, Misfortune's fast, but he forces Misfortune into this small area. So that makes it really easy for Ziggs to land the damage and Sven to just jump on. Boom, they delete the Misfortune. They know he had no flash from the previous fight, so this follow-up fight is really advantageous for them. Nicely executed there by Cloud9. And they didn't even need the flank from Thanatos too. Off on the minimap, you can see Thanatos had a deep flank too, so there was no retreat.
And they get Drake.
For Lyon
Oh
there.
my
And
god.
Cloud9 will be able to get their Dragon on top of the Baron.
And everyone breathe.
And should be able to march in to take away a lot of the extra towers here. Lion's still trying to have Saint, do some split pushing and trying to get at least something back on the other side of the map, but they're going to need like a really, really big, combination here, play from Dokla.
Combination.
And Inspired to be able to take down Sven.
Guys,
I guess their hope is that Sven now no flash on the Corki, but as long as Sven positions, fairly respectfully, Valk is enough to keep him safe. And Cloud9 also have plenty of other threats.
Oh, wow.
With APA and Thanatos.
And while Saint is trying to have a little pressure on the map up here in the top side, Dokla sidesteps a Glacial Prison down here in bottom lane. The 4-man unit of C9 looking to push into the base of Lion.
Oh, guys, Saint has Rocket Belt too.
Turret. Remember, turret HP is deceptive against Ziggs. Once the thing's down to 20% or so, kaboom, already gone. As C9 are going to continue using this bear and continue pushing forward. Dokla with the flash. They want to be respectful of this Kinnan, but at the same time,
we're somehow going to get to a point
push their advantages while they have this 3K gold lead, while they have this Baron for the next 60 seconds or so. Thanatos now creating a second.
They're just going to remove it, aren't they?
Oh, sorry,
they're going to remove it, aren't they? They're going to remove the dash.
And it's going to create enough space for the rest of the team down here in bottom lane to continue their push towards that tier 3 turret. APA is not even required. They don't even need this satchel for it. Sven's got plenty of damage. Inhibitor about to fall here too.
No, this isn't a syndrome situation.
Forces Berserker and Isles further away. C9's going to take their first inhib down here in bottom lane.
Only way these C9 pros can get wins by picking APA, OTP, it's just true in it.
Destruction there.
Yeah, even though he whiffs his ultimate, all of his other bombs have been landing. So he's been doing a lot of poke damage here. The Ziggs poke from APA in the offensive siege.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, bro, just make it 3,000 and slap 90 AP on it and call it a day.
Yep, and here's your engaged Glacial Prison right on the Dokla. The Kinnan's dead before he can even use the ulti. Thanatos stays alive with the extra durability from
He actually used it frame 1, it's on cooldown.
Hysteric's gauge. He's going to go back to base, heal, teleport, and rejoin the fight if Cloud9
Eardy, bro, please.
They'll be happy with the 2 inhibitors they've already earned for themselves. They have total control over the Rift. Kobe, this is looking like we're going to game 3.
Yeah, much better look here from C9 this game. Inspired, gonna try and, create something out of nothing here if they can stop some recalls. I guess Vulcan is desynced now, but...
What is rounder, Ziggs Q or Don Jake?
Yeah, fish do like being in the river. Okay, he'll make it away back.
What about pigs?
I don't know about that one. What about Poros? Inspired and Isles still seeing if maybe there's a pick to be found, but no. C9 is bringing in the reinforcements and Thanatos has arrived. That means Lion has to get out now. They do not want to be dealing with that crocodile. Control continues for C9. No objectives to fight over for the next 2 minutes or so. We'll see if they just want to push further towards the enemy base. There's not a whole lot for them to get since both those inhibitors are already down. The one remaining inhibitor still has the tier 2 turret protecting it up there in top lane as well. So it will take a little bit more investment of resources to force that down, but it looks like that will be the play here for C9 as Blabber with the Summoner Spellbook teleports up into the top lane. He and Vulcan are going to make sure that that wave is pushing further towards Lion.
All right, everybody, do you think... Wait.
Hold on. We might not have time to think. Saints already chunked down to 1/3 HP as Lion scrambles to try to stay alive. Inspired, chunked to 1/3.
It looked like it was going to be so much more damage
arrives,
at the end.
Has the teleport shield, but C9 just, again, looking for any chance they can get to find a pick on Lion and end this game.
Yeah, all right. That's a lot of tools already used. Cloud9 now can just finish up their siege.
St. Miss Charm, I believe he did.
Not long for this
Or he didn't
world.
throw it.
One Ziggs auto attack with a short fuse, pops half the health.
Yeah, this is looking pretty ugly for the Lion squad as C9 are going to continue their siege. 60 seconds until we get the Baron and the Dragon Soul both spawning onto the map for C9. Isles chunked to below half HP again. Has to just try to get away. And C9 have a 6,000 gold lead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ocean Soul.
Ziggs,
Ocean Soul, Cloud Soul.
Very, very annoying. Level 16 Ziggs with death cap completed, by the way.
Drake fight should look really good for C9.
Yeah, take a guess how much.
Inspired is out on the map, but he's trying to find a path in. I just don't think he can really find it.
The sweet spot.
1,100.
Oh, Lion.
Very close.
Berserker's actually basing it.
First, I want to ask Chat. Chat, do you think it is over or under Flower's guess of 1,100? Over or under 1,100 damage on the sweep spots on level 3 rank ultimate?
With that, it's got to be over.
It is over. It's only 40 over, though.
Okay, wait, it was actually 1140?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm so good.
Very, very close.
I was going to say,
I'm
I
happy
think
with
it's
that guess. I will
1050.
take that. that's like a 96% on the test or whatever. That round, that's an A. I will take that.
You get an A+.
You know what? It's the 6 stacks
I'll
of Dark
take that.
Seal.
Okay, we're putting that one on the fridge as C9 are going to take their 4th elemental Drake of the game. They will secure the soul for themselves, despite the fact that Lyon was really putting the screws to Blabber early on in this game. He was able to weather the storm. Thanatos being the rock up there in the top lane, that raid boss Renekton, that point of power they could play around. Blabber, like you already said earlier, this is a champion that you're fine being behind the curve of the game, right? He's buying thrift store items. He's got his Knight's Vow. He's got his Zeke's Convergence. He can buy the cheap stuff and still be very effective. And now C9 with their Dragon Soul posturing around the Baron, total control over this top side of the map, and another beautiful Glacial Prison stuns off Dokla. The Kinnan dies before he can even press the ultimate. Now Inspired's got to try to get away. Thanatos with a slice and dice after the enemy jungler. And with Inspired out of the picture, there is no way for Lyon to try to stop C9 now.
Yeah, when everyone tells me, jungle's so OP, top lane doesn't matter, then I'll show them this game.
Oh, Flash Rocket Belt.
Example. You keep this one.
Get off my wave.
Or top diff.
Get off my wave.
Well, in this game, the top diff was more important.
Guys, can they end with one super minion?
Yeah, the top diff. Where's the jungle diff? Yeah,
guys, is this allowed?
He's
Can
the
they end
diff
with one,
right there.
One super minion?
As C9,
I guess Ziggs just punched off the tower.
Berserker's just trying to farm.
Well, guys, we have to hit the
mid, but
guys,
C9 looks ready to end the game right here. They do have the super minion. They need a little bit more damage to clear out these turrets.
Yeah,
First
fellas,
then you needed one more auto attack. Okay, we're getting a little.
Guys, the Baron's on the
Berserker cutting the wave in mid at least did provide enough time for Lyon to still stay standing for now, but Blabber with a flash and the point blank ulti. And again, Lyon players are dying before they can react to anything. The burst from C9 is just massive.
See, you could be way more useful on a star protect Lyon. Wait.
Oh, Dokla going in. Tries to find the kill into APA, but the Ziggs has enough mana
Son.
for the Satchel to get back over the wall. Meanwhile, Sven flashing
Son.
forward. He's on a rampage. Inspired is already gone. And
guys, I'm not going to lie.
The
The end of this game was very disgusting.
C9, right as Lyon thought maybe we can try to defend this.
Yo,
no, sir.
the end of this game was really disgusting, but it's fine.
C9
we go to game 3.
in game 2.
All right, GG, we're going to 3. And Blabber gets some relief. That's why you have
to game 3.
Positive mental, Flowers.
Positive mental and a positively enormous Renekton in the top lane. Thanatos is my player of the game in this one. Lounge,
okay, 1 second.
Thanks to Blabber. The CC chains were crucial. Of course.
Look, he hung in there, you know?
That was crazy.
And that's like a mental advantage.
Honestly, the best mental advantage is pressing tab and looking at the difference that's happening top lane.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true, actually.
Also, like, small shout out, I really loved APA's Ziggs ults in both top and bot to kind of set things up. But we're actually going to start, unfortunately for Blabber, with Blabber's, no good, very bad, unfortunate jungle start.
Let's just forget about it, actually.
No, we're not. We're not a show. It's the middle of the series.
Yeah, if you guys remember, down here, whoa, that is not what I wanted to happen.
Whoa,
down
X-ray
here,
vision.
Saint and APA are actually kind of trading. But the big thing is that this ward has already been placed down by Inspired, and Blabber is holding on to his ward here. And he is not expecting Inspired to actually come around off this top side. But guess what happens? That is what Inspired is going to do. And he is just constantly challenging Blabber wherever Blabber goes, right? So he just comes in. He's going to end up taking these camps on the top side. And Blabber is kind of lost after this. And the thing that we're going to watch is, as Inspired is taking these camps, bot lane is also trading heavily, right? So Blabber comes in, there's this little skirmish in the mid lane where they end up blowing APA's flash as well. And then because bot lane is gonna end up having this push on the bot side, Blabber is still going to think he's safe to take
Just
this.
got very bloody, very fast.
They
played fights with the champs. Thanos is a great Renee, and AP is great Ziggs. Yep.
That they can kill Blabber right here, right? And that's
but I took solo laners on OTPs to win games, so how can play?
Get so much of this.
How can play in Fearless now they're gone?
Lane. It sets up Blabber being so behind, and we actually had a stat where Inspired is 4th all-time of LCS junglers, plus 84 CS.
Yeah.
At 20 minutes.
as Jarvan.
Tying himself.
Yeah, he's not playing like Zyra
Yeah.
or Karthus or Nidalee or something.
And Acadian.
Oh, nice.
Shout out to Acadian.
Shout out to Acadian.
Plus 84.
But yeah, this was the story of the early game, and especially with that bot lane rotation up,
Yeah.
I really liked recognizing their power. But then the big thing for me is APA on the Ziggs.
Yeah.
Because I think his map awareness, specifically on Ziggs,
Wait,
is
someone just
really
brought up a good
His
point on the
ult
timeline.
spot, his
C9
ult
blinded
spot,
every lane. Is that true? Did they blind everything except jungle?
Talking about those top tier AD junglers, it's just been.
They blinded support. They blinded AD. They blinded top. Oh my god, they did. Oh my god, they did.
From Black.
Yeah, of course, because they blinded Rene. Oh my god.
Fair enough.
Smite on Krugs as well, but the really interesting thing now for this series is C9 won this game.
Yep.
They did.
So they get to reset.
Get in there, Rez.
They came back, and we got to see what was a kind of ridiculous situation. So let me just swap it over quickly here so I can see what was going on in game. So first things first, let's see the comeback initially. There's two plays that I want to be able to focus on, and they leveraged Thanatos quite a lot.
Yes.
So Thanatos ends up getting a big chunk on towards Saint, even blows his ultimate at the same time as a play is being made towards Raptors. So while, yeah, Saint does try and make himself useful by joining this fight, and the fight ends up playing out, first and foremost, Zven is in the most safest position of all time. Like, you're never going to be able to reach him. Dokla tries, but what can you do? Meanwhile, who's this TP? Who's
Giant Renekton?
That's Renekton! He's joining this fight, and so it's impossible for anything to be done for Misfortune as he gets ganged up on by both the Renekton and
So the C9 secret is to grief draft to a level never seen before.
And if it was just this, I would have been fine with it. But we move on forward to 22 minutes into this game, and what I'm going to show you is the power of vision, right? Off this one push that happens, Cloud9 places a ward on mid lane wave. They reset. They come back to the same position because they're leveraging the strength of Trinity Force 3-item Corki with Nami. And they get this push off. And I'm going to show you just the POV of this ward. And they're always going to give presence towards the 3v3 here from C9. They get push off here. And they have full eyes on Berserker, Saint, Isles. They're separate. You have Thanatos coming from the backside with the strength that he has. This is an
DSG versus Sentinels? Yeah, but I'm not watching DSG Sentinel stream.
Based off the vision to catch who is lingering. So
unfortunately, you guys can go and kick it with someone who is
their bot lane and their top laner.
Incredible.
Or just don't if you can't, like, if Ghost Stream is something you fucking hate.
I saw a lot of
Wait, Basil's
negativity from
back.
my man Sven in the
Wait,
comments.
Basil is at home streaming.
30,000 damage.
Did
by
she
Sven.
go?
More than the Ziggs,
Did she
more
go
than
to the
Renekton,
place,
13,000
cosplay outside,
by Berserker.
and then go back
I will
home and
say,
turn the stream on?
the Ziggs
She
Renekton
did.
Sejuani
What the
had a
fuck?
lot more to do with the MF not having damage than the Corki, but
Yeah, I'm probably
in a
gonna like go raid
situation
Basil or something.
where they were consistently getting
If she's
dove
watching that
early game, I thought Vulcan and Sven did a very good job staying relevant, not falling far behind, so they could scale into this comeback.
Yes.
So mentally, I'm really curious what
Dude, where the
happens
fuck does she live? Do they
into
live
this
like
next game,
right
because
next?
for
Does she
Inspired,
live like right
he's
next to the studio?
asking
The
his
fuck?
team, what more can I do?
He's
Like,
asking that question.
I had them completely gapped.
I can hear him right now if I close my eyes.
So player of the game here is Thanatos because of how much they were able to leverage his advantage. But I do actually feel like the momentum is now on the side of C9 because Inspired literally can't play a better game than that. Still
Mad,
lost,
yeah. I just went
and
and
now
like
moving to
double
game three
checked.
situation.
It's tough. It really is.
What
And
the
I
fuck,
think
bro?
it showcases the strength of the Ziggs draft in particular because, yes, Thanatos was incredibly far ahead. That first gank turned into something larger. It turned into a larger advantage. Then it's a 1v1 top lane, and now the Renekton's going crazy, and you're leveraging a scaling Zigg. So, ridiculous game.
I'm just happy that in our finals rematch, we're going the distance. So as we head to break, let's take a look
Basil
at
is
our comms
Busio's
replay connected by
beard.
AT&T and voted on by chat.
What?
Go here? Yeah. Okay. I'm looking at map, okay? Go dead. Look. I'm ulting, guys. I think he's dead. Look at map. Look at map. I'm dead.
Can we go to B?
Look.
Okay, Jarvan no flash, Jarvan no flash.
Cannon is coming. Yeah,
kill Jarvan. Baron's free, okay?
Go
Let's
back,
go
guys.
Baron.
Go back. Yeah, okay. But
Ari was really...
Nice. All right. Well, we're going to game 3, so we might as well do the. Sims meant to say bird. Oh. Oh, yeah, true. I think that is supposed to say bird. I haven't heard bird used as a synonym for girlfriend since high school. I think you just don't... Lamp, do you live in London? Beard is slang for something else. Oh, you know what? You're right. Beard is slang for something else. Yeah, no, beard is slang for something else. But I can't remember what it is. Low-key, I think it's something bad. Yo, actually, you need to explain yourself, because you know where I remember it from? Kendrick used it on Drake. Hey. Thank you, dear. Yeah, now you're gonna have to explain yourself. Oh yeah. Mmm. It's 11 PM and Burr is eating a full-ass meal. It's like a regular-sized portion of pasta and chicken. Also, it's been known. I've very rarely lived on UK time.
Rematch from last split, C9 versus Lyon, and we're going to the third game. I'm so happy we get to start off spring with a nice close series.
Let's get it. Just as it should be, right down to the last game here between Lyon and Cloud9. See about the bounce back from Cloud9 was really nice. They had a lot more options this time around.
Yes, sir.
And especially after they were able to get, even though Blabber got invaded and counter jungled and pushed out and first picked Yunara in the first game, then they first picked Anami in the second game. So really trying to get some sort of that bot lane
Seraphine.
trial super early on. Ashe Seraphine is definitely very powerful right now. So they want to go with the Seraphine side. Of course, you can pair it with more things than Ashe, but having the slow is super nice. And into the Seraphine, there's multiple options.
And just Bard
Interesting
like
they're going with the Bard here for Vulcan. So Vulcan definitely is a huge Bard lover and a very
so they're
good
gonna need
Bard,
something
but
like
maybe they're going to get Sven something fairly safe on so that he just
like
kind of
Wukong, but I mean,
and then they can have
Inspired
more
could
roam time
technically
for
blind it.
Vulcan.
It'll be the first time.
Because the other angle to go with is always trying to kill the Seraphine lane and go for hook champions.
I think when they don't actually get counter or good matchup on jungle.
And so pretty easy Ashe Seraphine angle for Berserker and Isles.
Okay, we'll see how much pressure they can get out of this one, see how much extra presence Vulcan will be able to have across the map with that Bard. When people think of NA Bards, Busio is always the one that comes to mind first and foremost, but Vulcan is also one of our better Bard players. I feel like a lot Poppy locked in, I always immediately think, what is the value of the Steadfast Presence? It can be very, very powerful against Akali when she tries to go in to stop her from being able to do all of her ninja stuff and flip around and hop and skip and jump. Obviously doesn't have really any value against the Seraphine and the Ashe because neither one of them have dashes. So we'll see how much value they will be able to get out of stopping Saint's mobility in these fights. Lyon do
really
now
sucks,
need to show us what we're going to get here for that front line like you're talking about. When I think front line,
I don't think
feel
C9
like
can play the game
fits
without
the bill.
damage top laner.
So then, is Thanatos
in
going
this
to
spot.
play Gwen into the Scion and try and just demolish him again and have a big carry in the top lane? because they very well could. They could try and counter pick and go like a
I think Gwen is just
Gwen angle or something kind of carry there for Thanatos.
What if they take the Gwen jungle?
That Scion,
How funny would that shit be?
Overall, I like the blind Scion anyway because you're going to have Ash Seraphine.
They'll go Wukong, yeah.
You need that front line, so the Scion and the Wukong, I think.
The other angle is Zahen, but I just think the
just
champ
that.
sucks.
Yep, okay.
Yeah, they can't play the game about
time
that.
to answer your question.
Yeah, exactly as expected. Slam that as soon as you see the Scion.
All
You
right.
know that Gwen is coming to
Draft is in, man.
All right, can Thanatos have another carry top game? Top diff here for Cloud9, or will Lyon team play be able to pull it off? Personally, I do like the Lyon side because it has the big team fight with the Ash Seraphine Scion. It also, the cheers by the way, they fixed the in-game studio screens here. That's big for the audience.
I don't go for Wu, but Poppy, I have no idea, bro.
They can see!
We got the
Maybe
screen
they're worried
operating
about
at full
getting
power.
Poppy.
We got the draft completed for our game number 3. Lions got so much engage again.
But I think the real big thing for me is going to be how effective is this Akali?
Okay.
I have some. I
Because
have pretty
Poppy-
big confidence that Saint is going to be.
Poppy is really good
one of those
in 2
terrifying
scenarios, right?
Akalis. And the thing is, even with
When there's
your
only
Gwen
one dash to cancel,
advantage
and it's an important one.
Your Gwen
Or there are
also
loads
can
of dashes to
struggle
cancel,
against
so
the
you're
Akali.
guaranteed to get
So
value.
Either the
But there's
Orianna
this
or
weird
the Gwen,
sweet spot
if Akali
where
has
if
a
there's
good
like
early
maybe
start,
3 or 4 dashes,
both of those could be good
maybe
matchups
3.
for Saint. So I'm
It's
leaning
difficult
towards
to
the
get the
Lion
value
side,
that you
but
want
we'll
out of it
see.
consistently.
It definitely depends on how fed Thanatos can get.
Again, kind of
Inspired also on the Wukong.
It depends on the
Wukong
game.
plus Seraphine together.
But there
I
are
just
these
feel like
weird
there's
angles
so
where it
much
starts to get a
engage
bit
power
awkward.
with this. Wukong jumps in. He does his first Cyclone, gets the knockup.
But this is a game where it's like,
can
okay.
fire her ulti through both Wukong and Wukong's clone for maximum overkill
It's a
range.
Kali
And then,
and
okay,
Wukong, that's
cool.
the only
Now
time
we've
I
got
catch up.
Cyclone number 2. Oh, here comes Scion. Oh, here comes an Ash Arrow. There's just so many layers that you can put onto this. It's a real problem if C9 is not taking care to keep their vision up, make sure they watch their flanks and not get caught off guard.
Definitely is dangerous out there. Meanwhile, Thanatos has got the foremost Russian top lane camped, and Ward being down was already spotted, so Inspired knows that they've got vision on him on his Raptor start.
Vulcan also going with the Electrocute on the Bard in this one. This is one of these champs that I feel like we do see a variety of different keystones on. Summoner Spellbook being one of the ones that can be pretty prolific, so I always like to double check for those, see if we can expect any Summoner spell swapping throughout the game, but not going to happen here in this one. Checking where junglers are starting. We are on opposite sides of the rift, so should see Inspired pathing towards top. Meanwhile, Blabber will be heading towards the bottom lane, and I feel like if you're Blabber, you just want to have the early game not be the game too early game.
Well, it should be fine.
Interesting
because
pathing
Wukong's a
from
farmer
Inspired,
jungler and not Jarvan style kick your ass early jungle. So I think he's going to be fine. It's actually more on Pop.
Raptors
Poppy has
into
a lot
wolves
of
into
like
Grump.
early creative angles he could go for. And especially if the skill shots from Sven and Vulcan are landing onto Isles. We had the camera down there for a little bit at the beginning as APA takes a nice turret shot and gets a Pepega Frog emote from
I love that emote.
from Saint as a response. Isles was taking a couple of the early Mystic shots and some damage, so have to be a little bit careful there as the Ash Seraphine early
I'm
on.
not
Of course,
really sure
the Seraphine is squishy.
why this path
is
thing. I can't actually
vulnerable.
rationalize it.
You've got plenty of CC and set up for yourselves, but have to be worried if you eat too many skill shots.
All right, Dokla eating the business end of the scissors up here as Thanatos on the Gwen will try to put as much
I don't think
pressure
it's
on
bad, I
his
just think it's
Scion
obviously
early
inefficient.
as is possible. Inspired pathing up towards this top side of the map. Now you can see clearing the smaller camps before he goes for the red buff. Meanwhile, Berserker and Isles still just chilling down here. Again, it's all about those skill shots like you're talking about. Can Sven and Vulcan constantly find those, constantly make sure they're putting pressure, on the Seraphine's mana, make sure she can't just be an infinite battery of resources in the lane. Thanatos wants to get this wave crashed in. Dokla doesn't have a lot of resources to work with. Inspired in the top side of the river here.
Did
Gonna
Inspired's
clear
red
out
buff
that
reset?
Scuttle Crab. Dokla's down to about 100 HP, and
Or
this
did he
lane
simply
does
not
not
follow?
look fun.
Yo, Bard mid is waiting for the teleport from Akali as well. So I wonder if Vulcan could. Okay, it looks
didn't
like
even
about
farm it.
200, 250
I
health
see
worth
he's
of
going to go
damage
into
on
another rotation here.
arrival
So like
for
on the
Saint.
first
Plus Hot
reset,
Cocoa.
he's going to have a lot of
Plus Hot
extra
Cocoa
gold.
deliveries
Yeah.
for the Orianna. Some
Than
big
normal.
health differences from Vulcan Presence.
Blabber's here for the, he's
Blabber
playing the
did
chicken.
the
Oh,
full
God.
clear recall and skipping Scuttle Crab,
Yeah,
so
this
he
just
could
feels
be here
horrible.
early with the Poppy.
Yeah, I don't get this. I don't get this
these
pathing at all.
Raptors. I actually really like this from Blabber because
But this
Poppy,
is all
especially
when
instigated.
you know you've
This
got
is
a
all
roaming unforced
support
error
like
from
Bard.
From Inspired.
If you get your buy timer, it's definitely worth skipping the early crab so you can just take away those Raptors from Inspired. He's never going to get those back. Meanwhile, you can just go get your crab afterwards anyway. So nice little maneuver there from Blabber to very, very slightly delay the Wukong farming. Just take away one camp and make use of the Bard roam.
Okay, Blabber.
Oh, dude.
Ooh, that feels bad. Losing the Scuttle Crab to the enemy support. Blabber's Crabbers do not succeed today.
Take back what I said.
Okay.
You can't go get the Scuttle whenever you want.
Nope.
Not when Isles
Not
is
if
watching.
Seraphine is right there ready and waiting to steal it away with a high note. So Isles will be happy about that one. 30 seconds until we have our first dragon spawn in this game. We haven't really seen super early dragon priority so far. I feel like it was around 8 minutes in game number 2, around 7 minutes in game number 1, I think. But we're not seeing anybody just beeline straight forward as soon as it spawns.
Yeah, not important for me so far. I got it actually.
Oh, nice.
Really? Nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, pretty nice. It's not expected thing, but it is nice. Inspired. The little clip that kind of cut off what he was saying ahead of time, but he started that way. He started that replay by saying it's not that important for me. So seems like he wasn't that worried.
Okay, Saint trying to go in after APA, but immediately jumps back after Vulcan's ready for the follow-up. Blabber wants to dive in for the tackle. First blood, C9.
The double gank. Bard
see
roams
Inspired?
from Vulcan, finding some extra power here with Blabber there to finish it off. Vulcan gets the flash out of him, and Blabber
it's getting
finishes it off.
freaky.
Now
Fuck the
Inspired's
spot lane. We need
going
to look
for
at
a
the Gromp.
Gromp steal here. Blabber's on the hunt, and Blabber has Smite too. Smite fight! Oh,
Nope.
He doesn't walk up to go see it.
It's just Gromp violence again from Inspired.
Inspired
Moves
is ahead.
Steals that one away, but C9 are going to be happy about Blabber getting himself that first blood
Okay,
here.
let me not question
Poppy
the Western
swooping in
jungle ever
to pick
again.
up
My
that
bad.
kill on Saint.
You may have stole my Gromp, but I stole your mid lane champion camp.
The most important camp. Nice CC there on Vulcan. Berserker and Isles continuing to go forward. They want the kill onto the Bard. Berserker going through the magical journey, and he finds the kill. C9 under serious pressure now as Sven barely stays alive. Blabber's ready to follow it up, and Sven gets the kill.
Guys,
Mystic
what did my bot
shot.
lane just do?
Now Saint's coming in over the wall, trying to protect Isles, who does flash away to barely live.
Ooh, we are getting hot. I mean, I like the first chase, but then Blabber on the timer here to... Wait, does that...
You gotta be kidding me. Nice shot.
I'm going to look, see if there was any When was the last time they saw Seraphine? Let me see here. Continue, Flowers.
Okay.
Investigate.
All right. Kobe is investigating whatever's happening right now, as Inspired does have to pop the Cyclone. Let's see if there's anything he can do here. Doesn't really look like it. Yeah, he's got Saint next to him, but C9 are moving as a unit. They know that if this Akali
Ain't
is
no one in
allowed
their
to
right
try to
mind
pick
saying
off
Isles over the
stragglers,
buff.
that's exactly where she wants to be.
In
but
this
nobody
frame
on
right
C9
now?
is straggling.
All right, that was pure blind from Sven.
Like, coming
the
into
last
split?
time they
Fuck no.
saw Seraphine was as Seraphine just exited their own tribe rush. So it's not like he saw him.
Even
walk
when
into
I
the
was
lower
talking about
part,
Lyon,
because
it's like
Ezreal very clearly targeted
Isles
the
is as
lower
good as
part of
Inspired,
that
has
tribe
his
rush.
fucking hands in him like a
He-
puppet.
It could have been either the top side or the bottom side of it, but really good prediction and snipe there from Sven to get the other kill. So this ends up, Flowers, with actually being a 2-for-1 in Cloud9's favor. Because Berserker and Isles, they do get the chase kill onto Vulcan. But because of Blabber's recall time in there, he is there for the pickup. And then this one, by the way, nice snipe. He guessed on the bottom side of
really
the tribe
illegal.
rush.
Oh! I feel like that was all of us in that moment.
Yeah, I like these.
That was a pretty good shot, though. But yeah, Sven living there. In that initial dive, you saw the Seraphine try to get the lockdown, try to get the root. It just barely misses Sven. If that hits, they can follow up and secure the kill onto the Ezreal. Then he can't fire back for the extra damage onto Berserker. He can't get the snipe onto Isles. So Sven staying alive there ends up being a big swing in the overall outcome of that play. Beautiful shot comes out from Berserker here with the Enchanted Crystal Arrow.
Yeah,
now
APA's
APA's got to try to get away from Saint. Flashes back and stays alive.
Okay.
Saint
Flash
doesn't have
acquired.
flash,
That's
otherwise
what
he's
they're
dead for
looking
sure.
for. Ult for ult trade, but extra flash advantage now for
Yep,
Saint.
Ruby crystals, bro.
Orianna definitely going to have a bit of a dangerous time.
Yo, is Dokla
This is
allowed
one
to
of the
collect
things
this
from
wave?
Jep, so
I feel like
looking at
Dokla
is
shouldn't be allowed to collect
how
this wave.
effectively can they attack this Orianna? So nice Ash Arrow from Berserker and follow up there from Saint to get the flash
Could be
out.
worried that Wukong is waiting.
But Thanatos
Also, by the way, guys, when we were
has
talking about like how Inspired is ahead
This
again,
is probably about the
he is going
expected
to
level
stay
of
ahead
Thanatosing
if
and
he's
farm
clearing
advantage
his camps
in
off
the
CD.
Gwen
Even though he
versus Sion.
lost that one chicken camp, you have to remember, because of the way that he's clearing his camps,
As the bard just continues roaming around, continues
his
dropping
camps
off
are
these
still
hot
going to
cocos
spawn
for
sooner than
APA.
all of
Each one
Blabbers.
those
So if
giving
he's
the value
cycling
of,
them
like,
the second that they
health potion or
spawn,
something, it adds up over time.
over time,
Just
he is going to be
providing all of
ahead.
this extra sustain. As long as Orianna can't get chipped down, it's much harder for
So
the
it did make
Akali
sense
to
by the
feel
time
like
we hit
he's at
that
a spot
third
where he can
thing,
really
like that's
force
going to have
APA
happened.
to play more defensively, where Saint can kind of have that
Yeah.
control over the lane. So I like what we're getting from Vulcan
And also
so far
Blabber
here in this early game.
didn't get
C9
bot
up
grab.
about 1,000 gold.
Reset.
Berserker
Decided to
and
do that
Isles
invade
trying
top.
to keep the
Did take
pressure
the
on
chickens,
down
but
here
then
in bottom
again,
farm.
Inspired has
Dead
camps
even
already
between
up
the two
and
carries
ready.
right now, but overall it's
And the
just
Blabber then
slight
didn't get
leads
the crab
towards
bot
pretty much
because Isles
everybody
stole it.
on C9 over their Lyon counterparts. The only exception being that Isles has a little bit more money on his Seraphine, but
Inspired
it's
is-
a Gromp again. Every single time that the Gromp is alive in the enemy jungle, Inspired wants that frog.
So the Frog does give pretty high rewards as far as jungle camps go. Good gold experience combination, more than Raptors or Wolves. But as far as those Bard shrines, they're really annoying early when the Bard is giving them, like level 1 and stuff to your, laners. But they only like grow to 50 health. So later on, it's not as big a
It's
deal.
that store brand hot cocoa.
Yeah, sometimes the speed boost, if they're like in a really convenient spot, though, can be super nice too. But we'll see. Dragon advantage for Lyon versus the gold and the grubs for Cloud9, and Blabber, he's on the attack now, but it's another Gromp that belongs to Inspired.
You can't out-Gromp the Gromp
Ooh.
Master. Oh, nice. There's your tempered fade down here with the bottom lane.
And
Vulcan setting this up. Isles
And they
takes a
even
lot of burst
Oh,
damage, but
good
they don't
stun.
have quite enough to kill him here just yet. Inspired locking up Blabber. Needs a little
Oh
bit
my
more,
God,
but the
are we-
second cast of the Cyclone gets it done now. Inspired
Can they chase them
repositioning,
down?
but he has
They
to
actually
die.
can. Saints
He
here
can't
too.
get all the way
Oh my
through
God,
as
it's a
Saint arrives into
complete
the
horror.
fight. Finds the assassination onto Sven, and now APA's got no way home. Lyon ends up finding their angle.
Really nice counter there
The
from
way that they
Lyon.
played onto
Green
Blabber
over
was
happy with that one
perfect.
as well. And getting paid. Guess
We need
what?
a
The Akali
replay
Gunblade is now
ASAP.
done. Plus, he's got extra magic resistance and boots already from the earlier purchases. So the terror of the Akali flowers mid-game, I think, is going to be very real.
So,
Saint is going to have a fun
Blabber
time in this island.
trying
Just
to
another look
enter.
at it. So even though it starts out with a really good ult and
Kind of steps a
follow-up
little bit
Q
further
from
behind
Like, he
Vulcan
times
for
it
some
perfectly.
reason.
Vulcan got both in the ult.
But then
he
he's
timed the
charmed,
binding perfectly.
he's slow,
But the
and then he's
delay
stunned.
there. Isles got
But he
his ult
buffers
off,
the
and then
stun
he
with his
flashed
E,
away
but
to
because he's
safety.
stunned at the end of the
So
Z, he can't
Inspired is
actually,
happy to
he can't
sacrifice
ult.
himself on the front line
Can't
to
get the knockup.
ensure that they can get the follow-up because he knows Satan is on his way down, and he's going to
So
be
there's
able
not
to
enough
turn the
CC to
difference
lock
here.
down
Berserker
kills.
constantly slowing them all.
And there just wasn't
and
enough damage.
Lyon
Shockers
getting
also
the
used a bit,
better
like,
in the
not
counter.
ideally for
Okay, now
finding
Vulcan
those
again
kills either.
trying to invade the enemy jungle, but quickly being forced back out. Goes
Just feels
on a magical
really bad for
journey
C9
to
here,
escape,
man.
keep himself alive. Fed Akali is a nightmare to deal with, Kobe, and you already mentioned back in the draft.
I don't know
whichever
how.
one of the side laners has to deal with them.
I
If
don't
Saints
know
is
how
far ahead
C9
of the
deal
pace
here,
of the
man.
game, it's not fun for the Orianna or the Gwen. As now Blabber just trying to get out of this bottom side river. Does not want to find himself in a compromised position here. Does have his MasterCard power spike with the Sundered Sky, but still just got to be careful when Lyon are lurking and looking for these picks. Saint still doesn't have the, well, hold on, that might just be the UI not telling me the correct information. But
Is Berserker
once
currently
Saint
a
has his
better
ulti
North
up,
American
that's gonna
ADC
be
than
really scary.
Masu or Yeon?
Yeah, definitely,
Yes.
definitely has huge kill pressure because
Ooh,
a lot of key flashes.
Hex Optics on Ash.
Or at least the key flash is.
Okay, he's got it.
Is still down for APA. Yeah, that scoreboard's kind of bugging out. APA's flash actually only has a few seconds on it. Okay, there we go.
Okay. Now, Thanatos is going to be paid a visit by Saint, but there's no opportunity for Lyon to really look for anything on the C9 top laner. Blabber and Vulcan again.
I remember
just kinda
looking at
shadowing
some,
APA as he shoves out this wave.
win
completes his
rate,
mid lane quest right there.
percent
Berserker
averages.
and Isles. Noticing that the enemy
Hexoptics on
support
Ashe
has
is
roamed
very,
yet
very,
again, just trying to maintain control over the lane, but they do have to play with enough respect.
very,
that they
very
don't
high.
get punished as Vulcan and Blabber
I don't know if
return
it's
to
like
the
a
bottom
contextual
side
item for
of
her,
the map.
or it's just like generically
Both
good, like how it's
junglers
generically
hanging
good on
around the
Caitlyn.
area here as Ven just
But because
continues
she's
to
quite
try
a
to
long
land these
range,
mystic
run down,
shots, find a little bit of poke,
and
but he's gotta
edge
be
of
careful
range champ, I
himself
think
as
it's probably
Berserker's
pretty good.
volleys keep finding their target.
Yeah, it does see there a little bit of poke damage. Now Akali roam is coming first.
Okay.
So Lyon moving up for extra space because Saint has the early pathway, but they call it off now. Honey Fruit, really, really good sustain here, and Lyon can just start up the dragon off this. Stills, Ven, and Vulcan have been poked a little bit at the start of this.
Okay. Here we go. Potential dragon fight. 4v4 down here in the river. Top laner teleports are ready to go if they want to try to join. Dragon down to 2,000 HP. Keeper's verdict. Nice usage there from C9. Guarantees that they can secure the objective without having to fight Lyon for it.
Yeah, really good. You know, Poppy and Bard utility combo is so nice. You can Poppy ult them out, and you can Bard escape tunnel, so they can't even chase you down afterwards. Great stuff there from Blabber. Poppy ultimate land, secure the smite, and nice little heist from Cloud9.
And honestly, Kobe, 14.5 minutes into the game, we got a real close one here in game number 3. I always like it when the last game of a series is the closest game of the series, and I feel like that's what we're getting here on day 1 of spring. Thanatos has to be a little bit mindful of what Lyon's trying to do here. Saint does arrive into the top lane, looking to see if maybe he can finish this off. Jumps in after Thanatos, smoke screen is down, and Saint's got the burst. But now he'll be punished. Blabber's there, ready to clean it up. Stun locks him underneath the turret.
What does this mean for Herald, though? I think it actually means Lyon can't get it.
I just used my teleport up here. I'm going to get paid.
Yeah, I'm getting something. I didn't press the button for no reason.
No one's going to
get
it.
You may kill me, but I'm definitely killing you.
And I don't know, man. I feel like if I'm going to pick between an Akali and a Poppy to have kills, I would rather have the Akali.
Yeah, I feel like Ashe has enough attack speed in her kit, right? Her Q gives her attack speed too, if memory serves me correctly.
More danger with the Akali.
It isn't just like the...
Okay, so teleport invested for that play as well as the Akali ult, which honestly the cooldown is very short already because it's rank 2 already, so doesn't even have to wait that long to become a really big side lane threat again. All the outer towers are still up though, so it's not hugely problematic at the moment. And honestly, maybe I'm looking at the next Ashe arrow as the real
well, he has a Zil, so I guess he's going PD.
Ignition tool here for Lyon, but because Akali has no teleport, this should be Cloud9 guaranteed. Rift Herald, Lyon really have no business going over there.
Yeah, I would be very surprised if they chose to try to fight around an objective that their Fed Akali cannot make it to in any reasonable amount of time. But Dokla has to flash away now. Tempered Fate still finds him. Blabber's going to summon up the Herald, and honestly, I feel like this is just a blunder from Dokla. What are we doing here?
It is. He was like autoing the peak ward or something.
Yeah, that one was confusing.
Did we just see a death for our one auto on a ward or something?
No way. No way, right?
Yeah, man, that was a ward battle, bro.
Well, unlucky. Dokla's going to want that one back.
And he didn't even kill the ward.
Yeah, he dies without getting the ward. He's going to lose his turret. That's the first turret of the game. That's more money in the Gwen's pocket. We're talking about Akali being a Fed side lane threat.
Oh, we're in a close game.
Okay, we did say it does.
What did I predict at the start of the day, guys? I predicted one stomp.
And as you say, a little influx
one
of
stomp,
gold. That
one
is
throw,
nice. Barely getting the first turret bonus.
and one close game. I feel like Lyon threw the last game.
Cloud9. They know that Thanatos at least doesn't have flash.
Yeah, man, Inspired is going to full commit for this one. Thanatos has no flash, and he has no needlework, so he can't drain tank to keep himself alive a little bit longer, so Inspired just beats him down, ties our game back up.
Guys, I think I might be...
there you go. They kind of...
might be Profitino.
Bring that one back nicely for themselves. Wukong and Akali both need money, so good stuff here for Inspired to get paid. Both of them can easily get inside the Shroud. Both of them can put
Vulcan is gliding.
high pressure on Orianna. So that diving duo is definitely going to be painful for Cloud9. We'll see about Vulcan's ulti here on Bard. Sometimes the defensive ones can be exceptional. Berserker in the mid lane here, though, seems positioned pretty nicely. I mean, Inspired does lose his blue, but I'm still... the next Ashe arrow, I feel like they do have another opportunity. Jumps in, goes for it, but Blabber still secures.
And I feel like Berserker is just rushing Hex Optics on everything. He seems to be very, very fond of this item.
a lot of AD carries do because
Milk Toaster, thanks so much for subbing at the Prime, bro.
It's like a really good early item.
Thank for the generosity.
Lots of value, especially since they made it really easy.
You will be getting good use of that sub soon because I'll actually be streaming soon from next weekend.
So I think I'm definitely on board with it.
Okay.
I think it's a good early all-arounder for most crit AD carries.
Well, he's also got the Phantom Dancer completed now, second full item. As over on the other side, Sven is about to hit a power spike of his own with the Manamune almost evolved into the Muramana, but now Thanatos facing the pressure of Inspired here yet again. Full charge decimating smash, and there's no way for the Gwen to get away from that one. But now Isles is in some danger. Blast Cone over the wall, back to the safety of
kind
Berserker.
of being
means that C9 is not going to get
becoming a bit of a problem.
Man, yeah, the
Thanos is their
already
X Factor
a
champion
for Cloud9, and it's not even the Akali, it's really the Wukong. Inspired. Yep. Inspired just kind of running Thanatos now. Got him on the bottom side before Dragon, so it should be very good for Lyon, but Dokla is taking a lot of damage.
I guess they can just kill this guy.
Yeah, they committed the shockwave to the lone Scion, and it's going to end up resulting in a kill. APA getting the credit for that one as Dokla's already in the picture. The Drake is secured by Inspired and Lyon as Blabber jumps into the mix, but now he's taking a ton of damage from Berserker's focus fire. Keeper's verdict
low-key,
knocks the Lion AD carry away.
I
Keep
feel
Blabber
like
safe for now, but objective
maybe I'm tweaking and I just lost track of what Blabber's ECD was there, but wasn't Berserker kind of griefing his positioning there?
On the other side, I mean, I wonder how this Akali Gwen goes right now. Santos doesn't have ult, but Saint
I guess the rest of C9 wasn't really in a position to punish. They used everything as well.
Anyways,
never
a little deep. Yeah, it just got kind of weird there as Dokla's on the backside. So Cloud9, I think they're happy at least to still get money, even though they couldn't get Blabber quite in there in time to steal that dragon. And it's just a good secure from Inspired, gets the combo damage.
All right,
C9. If he had the full range there or not, coming through the magical journey. Pretty close.
And they've still got that about 1,000 gold lead overall. You can see the biggest advantage for Lion is Saint's
Thanos is paper to this guy. Does Thanos go Mercs? Or does he have like? Did he go greedy because he's into Scion and he has like Lucids?
Confident just to get this wave pushed out.
I feel like he needs Swifties or Mercs here.
Baron's alive, but because the game is so close, I don't really expect to see anybody doing some sneaky YOLO Barons anytime soon. And we don't have a dragon on the map for another 4 minutes almost. So I feel like maybe slows down a little bit here. Maybe.
I mean, unless we do have some sort of Ash Arrow hitting somebody, which is pretty hard since Ezreal is super mobile. Orianna still has flash right now. Gwen can easily just W it. So yeah, and maybe a Bard initiation like Vulcan. Okay. Vulcan can
is he building Rocket Belt?
Spells off of either Ash or Seraphine.
No, he's building Dusk and Bomb.
Making a kind of a pass-through mid now too, even split for that. But Lion should be able to push on both sides, and Saint does. Yeah, the Akali is just so mobile. That's why it's like it's still pretty good.
Ooh, nice arrow there from Berserker. Finds Vulcan before he can go on a magical journey, and they shoot down the C9 support. Nice pick.
Yeah, beautiful pick.
He has McHale's, but he wasn't able to self McHale's.
Around mid, Blabber gets pushed out of the jungle.
Gotta be able to self McHale's, man.
Inspired, and the tower goes down. Dokla blast cones over as well to make sure they can finish the objective. Good pick from Lion into instant tower take, and the Akali on bottom side constantly keeps up the pressure here. You can dance in and out of the Gwen range, dodge most of anything that's really going to affect you. So, play safe. Be very mobile, try and take a cheeky auto on a crystal out when the crystals build up on the tower.
The crust.
The crust.
Yeah.
The gold crust.
If you can knock the tower crust off of the tower, then you're going to get that extra little payday. Makes it worth staying down there, keeping Thanatos locked in the lane where he can't try to
Is Blabber doing the Nio build?
Become the type of raid boss that he was on the Renekton in the previous game. 7 to 8, still very close overall in kills. 2 minutes until our next Drake spawns.
Oh, we building.
Do you think we're going to get a fight for this one? Because it is a Chem Soul, lower value than normal. Plus, it's only 1 to 2 in the Drake count.
I actually think that we are, because we've got 2 item power spikes for basically everybody.
Surely it's Sundered Sky into
will have his finish.
Okay.
Or definitely
into
will have
welfare
his finish.
items.
So I think it definitely will be competitive. It depends on the setup here, but C9, there's so much variance between Bard and Poppy ultis. Like those things can make a fight look completely one-sided. Yeah, heaven or hell. They can be completely one-sided and just look like a giga gap if you get a super crazy Bard ulti and Poppy
Well,
ult
Deadman's,
takes, like,
yeah, sure,
half their
sure.
team out of the fight or something.
I mean,
So
Deadman's
we'll see
is
if those are
so like it's
effective.
like fake. I don't want to say
would
fake cheap,
hope
but it's
for
like
Cloud9 side though.
not
that
expensive, is it? It's not
would be able
3K. I
to
think it's
find a Bard
2.8.
or something ult onto the Ashe or Seraphine early, because Ashe and Seraphine coming to a team fight with both summoner spells is a completely different monster than if they don't have their flashes. Then they're super vulnerable, and you can actually make a really put a lot of pressure. But Berserker and Isles have done a pretty good job of keeping their summoner spells and being really big threats here, and finding actually picks of their own with their Asher on Seraphine ults.
I mean, Seraphine's pretty much full build, man. He's got his Echoes of Helia plus his Diadem of Songs. Like, this is the support power battery that just constantly keeps the heals and the shields spamming, makes it so
2.9.
difficult.
Oh.
Unless you can just kill her instantly like you're
They should make that shit
talking about,
2.8.
have some big engage. But Lyon have control over the mid lane wave right now. Dokla and Berserker are going to clear out those enemy minions first. 20 seconds until the Drake spawns, and Lyon wants to make sure they've got control. They'll
Welcome
use the
back,
Hawk
bro.
shot just to confirm that C9
Bro, I remember when I met
the Baron away.
Blabber.
That would be one of the
Well, I
ways
passed by
to
Blabber, shook his
accidentally
hand,
blunder your
and
position
I
of
met
strength
Dom
away.
in
Okay,
Texas.
so they're sending APA to push one
Dom's
more
a nice
wave
guy,
on
man.
top. Thanatos,
I wish
unless he actually uses
more
Needle
people would
Work, I
get
don't
to
think they're
like
gonna try and chase him down or
low key.
anything,
This is gonna
but,
sound really weird and like borderline parasocial, but I really wish more people would get to meet
down
like
here in the bottom lane.
people that are normally only on stream,
but no,
off stream.
Thanatos
And
gets
not like
the pick.
I don't want to say in
falls.
persona, but
Lyon
like
at the
in
same
that kind
time
of
trying to
like
secure the
headspace.
dragon for themselves. They do have enough time to do
A lot of
so.
people
The
are
Temper
so
of Fate,
chill
the
in
True
this
Shot
scene.
Barrage aren't going to stop that. So a kill for a Drake.
I want to see the beginning of that. I wonder what Vulcan was able to land there, because Vulcan kind of like lane ganked for Thanatos there. They used the heal from Vulcan to get the speed. And
That kill was
Thanatos
really big
flashed
for the game.
with his needlework to get the kill. But regardless,
Oh, Blabber with the blast cone over, trying to make the dive happen here from the tier 1 turret in mid lane. But Big Dopes has arrived with the Scion. So the turret does go over to C9, but Lyon get the kill.
I mean, it's really easy for me to say this about a lot of people, but like
when he ults in, he is unstoppable. So Dokla
also,
ults in right
Sven has
through
Serpent
this
Fang
Poppy
third.
ult,
Very interesting.
through Blabber's face. That
Stays into a lot
was
of
a
shielding.
costly error.
Yeah, that's massive. That's the enemy jungler dead for the next 30
Venom
seconds.
Nash, 25
Thanatos
minutes
is
in.
down in the bot lane. He's teleporting back into the
TP.
fight now, but he doesn't have the needlework ready to go here just yet. Lyon are starting
He's
up
got it
the
now.
Baron. C9 coming to
Oh, this
stop
looks a
him.
bit sketchy,
Not a
doesn't it?
particularly fast
TP.
Baron
Oh, that
here from
Akali
Lyon. As you
angle
do
was
see the teleport
nasty.
being channeled from
Oh,
Saint,
Thanos is
looking
in
to
a
make
bit.
his way into the mix. Thanatos
he's got a
in
little
the
bit of extra
backside of the
HP to
Baron
work
pit,
with.
just trying to keep Lyon
they're
distracted.
trying to hit
Saint in
Saint.
the middle of everybody has to dive under
Does
the
Thanos
smoke.
not press R yet?
Two-shot barrage
Yeah, there you
hits
go, mate.
Saint and Isles both. Oakley here on the front line, trying to buy some time. Thanatos again.
Oh,
right back
big
to the
shockwave in the
Baron
back line.
pit. Massive shockwave coming out from APA. Dokla's
my
gonna
God.
die here on the Scion.
Inspired fucked up the
APA
smite
gets the kill
too as
credit on
well.
that one. C9
Bro,
wants
is
to
only
clean up
one
already.
person gonna
Kill
die here?
Vulcan
Oh my God,
with
Vulcan,
the
that flash Q was
two-man
crazy.
Binding. It's beautiful to pick up 2 more kills and put the money in Sven's pocket.
Oh, that was messy from Lyon. We got to see the replay. That smite was either very early or he hit a
was early.
champion with it. But he still ended up carrying the Baron. Regardless, they die.
Fantastic
a bunch
bot
of them
at the
die
end.
in
Let's break down this
aftermath.
replay. I'll carry on
Remember,
talking about
Baron
what I was talking
doesn't
about.
gives like half the amount of gold it used to. So
I know it's going really early, and I was just kind of wondering, like, when is he going to pull the trigger on his needlework? When is he going to pull it? Because he's holding it for so long. And I was thinking here, surely when they're in the line, but he doesn't do it. And even then, it takes a little while. And he swaps targets to Inspired. Now let's look at the Baron.
Just say, all right, we finish it. And
Nash.
here comes the smite
He smites
timing, but he's
champion.
a champion. Yeah, he's
Yeah, wow.
And then he's like, oh, shoot. And he still cues the Baron. He still gets the Baron as Thanatos is trying to kill Berserker.
Wow,
but,
really rare Inspired
it
miss
costs
smite.
them,
Great flash Q from Vulcan.
Well, extra deaths because of the really nice flash there from Vulcan.
Yeah.
Vulcan, it was just going to be the one, but good flash from Vulcan.
What happened, guys? They don't have a side.
Well, what happened is they got hit with the Ezreal ult. That was like 300 damage on like 3 different people.
Yep.
And Thanatos was stacking up his Riftmaker and just chewing through the Scion. And so Thanatos
Yeah, no, but there's like
and
loads of
Sven
people
both did a lot
in the
of
space
damage
that are just
there
fucking awesome, basically.
as they chased
TLDR,
him
like a lot of people
into
are
the
really.
pit.
And now you can
Really
see
chill.
Sven has the Serpent's Fang completed. There's so much
I
shield
think we're
value
very
on
lucky
the
in the
enemy
League
team.
esports
with
space.
the Seraphine, with the Scion, you can really get a ton
Like,
of
a
value
lot
out
of the
this
correct
item.
people,
C9 are up 3,000 gold as a
or a
team,
lot of nice
and now
people
they're
made
the
it.
ones controlling the bot side river. Doko's got to be a little bit mindful of his position
Ooh.
here. Nice arrow flies out from Berserker to
APA
find
is
its way
fine.
out of APA while Sven is under pressure from Inspired off on the left side of the fight.
Guys, we need to kind of reconnect with Thanos here a bit.
Lyon trying to get the punish here, but it's Inspired.
He's
who
fine.
dies
Oh, that
first.
charm.
C9 are already winning the team fight, and APA
Saint can't do
with
enough.
the shockwave completely removed.
Really good.
Tiles from the
Really
whip.
good fight.
Thanatos with
A
the
little
kill
disconnected, and I was worried, but they
Berserker
played in the
cannot out-kite,
they played in
the
their
whole C9
in their formations well.
and that is a massive win for C9.
That could even be the game.
4-0.
Thanatos is dancing on them. Oh my goodness, he dodged
And you?
everything.
Yeah, and me.
Really
A lot of the
good,
right people
arm
made it,
guard
and
there
me.
from him as well to create the space
I think
in
it's
Cloud9.
brave to
They're
say
gonna
that I
ride
made it.
this all the way to the base, Flowers.
They are going straight for the throat. Saint is the only one standing on Lion for the next 15 seconds or so. Sure, you'll have Io's back, but support Seraphine isn't going to be able to stop the C9 War Machine. Inhibitor already destroyed here in the bottom lane, and C9 are pushing straight for the Nexus. Saint tries to jump in, but he doesn't have the damage to kill Sven. The Akali falls. Inspired has finally come back to life. He jumps in after Thanatos, but they still don't have the damage to kill the
my God,
Gwen.
they can't
He goes back over to the Honey Fruit, eats those, and C9
He could go for the base gate.
exfiltrate the base. Dopa tries to jump in and get something back. Sven gets away from the arrow.
Oh my God.
Chasing, and C9 is still getting away. Lion just cannot confirm any of these kills.
Lion have lost all momentum in the entire game. It started with that Baron and ends with C9 destroying their inhibitor
And now they can't.
one Nexus
The soul.
tower. Lion now
They
still,
can't reset.
Like they're trying to make the play extra long here, chasing them out, but
Thanatos on bot. Yeah, they want to push them back out.
Yeah, Lion was thinking about the Dragon
Isles is
Soul, but no,
not
it's
dead
not
because
gonna
APA
happen.
doesn't have the
Isles
one-shot build.
only chunked down to 1/3 HP. Blabber's got to be
Oh,
careful.
Thanos is
Just a
ending.
little bit as Inspired
Guys.
continues diving forward.
Guys, Thanos
Saint
is ending maybe.
arrives. Lion still just trying
Berserker's
to
dead.
have any sort of a foothold here. There's
Oh my God,
Saint.
Blabber!
Right as Saint
Oh,
gonna go
Vulcan
in.
as well.
He immediately
Oh
gets
my
stopped
God,
by
everything is getting
Blabber.
stopped. Oh
Meanwhile,
my
we've got the
days.
fight back at the base at the same
Thanos is
time as Thanatos is on a rampage, just once again tearing through the health bars of Lion.
Oh, hell
Gwen
nah,
just
bruh.
cannot be stopped. Snip, snip, make sure he uses the stasis to get away from the
Oh,
charge.
hell no. Can he end? He needs the Q maybe.
Thanatos
Okay, he got it, he got it, he got it. He got it. Oh my God, what a way to end.
C9 take down Lion.
Thanatos is a god.
Look, by NA standards, that was a close game.
Cloud9 get their revenge for finals.
C9,
They got it.
first game was a little wobbly, but they bounced back.
Guys, we
well.
had a stomp,
They'll
a
take the
throw,
best
and a
of
close
3
game.
win against Lion.
I don't want to say that I was correct.
Finals like you're talking about.
But.
And Thanatos is just the man.
But.
Man.
That
But.
was a fun one. What a turn. Man, that Baron got so messy for Lion. And Cloud9
GG.
all that gold, pushing into the base.
Very
turning
fun
it
series to
around.
watch.
C9 take the first win of spring.
It was crazy how fast things ended after that Baron call, because things were so close
All right.
until that point. It seemed like, oh man, this
Guys,
could be what really
I'm gonna
blows
keep
the
it short and
game
brief.
open.
Normally,
For
obviously, we'll
Lion,
sit here and we'll do
Blabber
we'll do
long,
2 series,
but
but
no man, the C9 punish was exactly
obviously I'm technically on vacation. Air quotes. But I just wanted to come back and see how C9 debuted, and they debuted okay. Okay. Right. Let me quickly. I know not the same caliber. You know, not the same caliber. Oh, oops. But go chill in Basil's chat. She will probably do both series, I think. But thank you for hanging out. YouTube chatters, I'm going offline. I'm sending a raid over to Basil. Inshallah, she's still watching the series. If not, you guys are homeless. I'll see you guys. I probably won't stream again now until next weekend. So I'll be back next weekend. I'll probably be back on Friday. Hell, I might even be back on Thursday evening. And then, yeah, we'll be doing our stuff. Power Spike still happening. That'll be Monday, most likely. Monday, kind of midday UK time. So keep your eyes out for that if you're following LFN. If you're in the Discord, which I should If you're not in the if you're not in the Discord, join that. You'll get pings whenever I'm doing anything. Whether it's Power Spike, whether it's other like guesting on other streams, whatever it is, that'll all be there in the Discord. Otherwise, thank you for hanging out. Oh my god, wait. Wait, now I have to cancel this raid. Now I have to cancel this raid because I'm sending in the raid. I'm ending. Makiria, thanks so much for the raid, but I need to bounce, bro. You're getting double raided. Your raiders, thank you for coming in. I'm sending you guys over to Basil. Love, man. I'll see you guys when I see you. Again, Monday for Power Spike, and then probably Friday for my next, or Thursday for my actual next stream. 07. Later. Bye.